I'm Trish Toby with WARC reporting to you live from Westchester, New York, where there appears to be some sort of mutant menace on the loose.
Hey, everybody, I'm Pat Reber.
And I'm Matt Allcamp.
And say it with us.
You can say an X-Man name if you can't think of a guy.
I want to say Grant. Is there an X-Man called Grant?
No.
Say it with us, Grant.
Welcome to Mutant Menace. Grant
Morrison, the X-Man.
Matt, who would be Grant? Who are you picturing in your head when you said Grant?
Okay, so he's pretty buff. He's got a blonde buzz cut, almost like a Duke Nukem figure.
A Duke Nukem figure.
Is there like a big military brain X-Man?
No.
He's got big shoulders.
Are you thinking of the character Nuke? Does he got an American flag tattooed on his face?
No.
Grant.
Pat. Matt.
What are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about Alpha Flight for the last fucking time. I swear to God.
This is an episode we're calling Alpha Flight Omega. Or the utter destruction of everything interesting about Alpha Flight.
Yeah, we had to cap it off. This is where I think a lot of these stories actually start to come to a more natural end than where John Byrne left them.
Yes.
Also,
and an unnatural end is the other thing.
Even if we weren't doing any more Alpha Flight, we would have had to cover these issues.
To give context for X-Men.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Why don't we talk about, where did we leave Alpha Flight?
It's been a while.
They went to, hell last episode? Is that true?
Was that just last episode? They did go to hell. They went to hell and pulled out Walter Lankowski's soul.
It was fucking, almost 10 episodes ago we last talked about Alpha Flight, and it felt
good.
It felt like we just covered it yesterday. I was like, God, we're back at Alpha Flight.
I know, we got to do this again already. But yeah, Walter Lankowski, it turns out, wasn't Sasquatch. He was actually a great beast.
Or he accidentally summoned a great beast into his body.
Yeah. So his superpower was actually essentially an elder god manipulating him until it was powerful enough to take him over entirely.
Dumbest guy ever.
They killed him. They killed all the great beasts.
Yeah. And then Snowbird was like, I don't have a purpose anymore. I don't have a reason to live, and I don't have a reason to be on Alpha Flight. And then the next issue, she was alive and still part of Alpha Flight.
Right. She lied to Alpha Flight and said she was going to, take to the wind. And actually, she just returned to Doug Thompson, her Canadian Mountie boyfriend.
And then the next day, she was like, I'm going back to Alpha Flight.
Yeah. I think they need me.
Delphine Courtney led an ambush on Alpha Flight.
Led Omega Flight, the evil Alpha Flight.
She pretended to be Guardian, and everyone was like, Guardian's back? Which was an interesting play on audience expectations, right? Because we just expected him to come back.
Right.
Okay, no way that this...
I said it out loud. I was like, he'll be back. He's not dead.
Yeah.
And then he did come back, but it turned out to be Delphine Courtney in what we're now calling Dark Guardian.
Yeah, why is it? Because Bill Mantlo, so Byrne didn't call it Dark Guardian, but the moment Bill Mantlo took over, he had one of the characters say, and then we fought Dark Guardian.
Dark Guardian.
What the fuck?
Like the Guardian, but evil.
And now all these issues, they just keep referring to it with the formal title Dark Guardian. Like, you don't need to do that.
Yeah. It can just be Delphine Courtney. That's such a good, maybe not memorable, but good villain name.
Right.
They ambushed Alpha Flight. In the course of that, Talisman, Shaman's daughter, gets trapped in his bag. The Beyonder shows up, helps Madison Jeffries fuck up Omega Flight and kill Delphine Courtney, right?
Best moment of like the entire run of Alpha Flight was Madison Jeffries fucking up Omega Flight like effortlessly. It was amazing.
Delphine Courtney pulling off like this ultimate team killer plan, and then running out and in the parking lot having a look of shock and terror on her face. And
with Madison Jeffries
just
so casually, like hand in his pocket, like, hey,
smoking a cig.
Yeah. And he just destroys everybody. It was so good.
He's so cool.
Nothing will make him less cool. Nothing will make him boring to read, I'm sure.
Why would you say that, Matt? The Beyonder also participated, though. He helped rescue Talisman from Shaman's medicine pouch.
Mm-hmm.
Talisman got super mad at him. She left, and then Shaman was so sad that he couldn't do magic anymore. So he left the team.
Yeah. He was like, that everything I just did sucked. I can't do hero stuff anymore. A little while earlier, Aurora and Northstar, they got like chemically separated as brother and sister.
Yes.
It was Sasquatch was like, I'm going to do experiments on you so you're not brother and sister anymore.
Yeah. And he removed her mutant abilities, or no, he altered her mutant abilities
so they're not mutant anymore.
They're still there, but they're not mutant anymore. So now,
ridiculous.
Instead of becoming super powerful when they touch, Aurora and Northstar cancel each other's powers out when they touch.
Yes, which they discovered in a like really tense moment.
Yes.
Something happened with the Hulk, and then John Byrne left. Oh, Heather's team leader now.
Yeah, Heather's team leader. She's settled into that role comfortably, I would say.
Some would say better than if she had, say, superpowers.
Yeah, very effective. We even saw her get superpowers because she thought she needed them. And then at the end of that story, it was X-Men and Alpha Flight realized that she doesn't need superpowers. She is a naturally gifted leader. So she's very confident.
There was a scene before that story where she was looking at the Guardian suit and thinking, could I just be the new Guardian? And she was like, no, this is not who I am. I don't need it. And it's also not who I am.
Pretty cool. Pretty powerful stuff. Heather is a character that really I think Madison Jeffries, Roger Box, and Heather McDonald are our real winners. People that were like, hey, these are good characters. I want to keep seeing them.
They're like our and Puck. They're like our North Stars of Alpha Flight. Speaking of which, no, I don't think there's anything else to talk about Northstar. He's just separated from Aurora. So Sasquatch is dead. John Byrne leaves. Bill Mantlo takes over the comic. You enjoyed the Hulk issue.
I did. We read the Incredible Hulk. I honestly, because most of it was recapping a year of stories, and the wide story arc was interesting. Thank you for telling me about it.
It ends with Alpha Flight deciding to stay a team, even though they've lost a bunch of their members. Gary Cody, their government liaison, comes back.
I couldn't remember if it was Gary Cody or Cody Gary.
And he's like, the government is sponsoring you again. And they're like, we will only do this if we have full control over the team and the government has none.
Yeah, no interference, just funding.
And Madison Jeffries and Roger Box join the team. And if you don't remember, because Roger Box was really in the background until those last few issues. Both of them were. Madison Jeffries is like a technopath. He like Forge, he can kind of invent anything he wants, but he has a command. He can like talk to machines. He has a command over machines. He can kind of like telepathically control anything mechanical.
And telekinetically transmute it to be what he needs.
I think the logic there is that he is talking to the machines and telling them what to do.
How to shape themselves.
Yes. But they do levitate. So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like poorly defined, but it's cool.
It's sort of a melange of telepowers.
But only with machines.
Yeah.
And Roger Box is and there's a reason I'm saying this, a very capable paraplegic man.
Yes.
Who is a brilliant inventor and recently invented some kind of technology where he can phase inside of the robot body he built.
Yeah, he used to just control it remotely. Now he can actually phase into it and like bond his molecules with it. Sort of
poorly defined. I can't remember if Byrne or Mantlo did that, but it doesn't make much sense. I think that's where we left Alpha Flight. How are you feeling about what you read today?
Bad.
Me too. This is going to be an angry episode, so let's read some emails.
Buckle up. Oh, Matt, I have 2 emails for you today. They're both in reference to episode number 73, and they're both going to make me mad.
Oh, no! This is going to be a mad episode.
First up, we have Weapon Jason. For episode 73, he says, "Hey, Matt, tell Pat."
Okay. Whoa. Oh, man.
The moment here where Scott talks to Maddie about his feelings, who has a conversation with her, thinks about her, and while making a decision to try and return to the X-Men, includes her in the process. That's the Scott we know that is consistent with the previous characterization and is a continuation of the character we've seen. The moments here feel like 2 adults trying to come to terms with different goals.
Yeah.
And he loses focus here because he's thinking about Maddie and his son. He's clearly more concerned about them than his stated goal. Effectively, Correct. He's being performative about rejoining the X-Men because it's what he thinks he should do when internally he actually wants his family.
I think it's a little more than that, but 90% I agree with that. I think he's being performative, but to himself. Like, I think he is scared of being a family person. He's scared of his own feelings here. He's kind of like, I know that Maddie means more to me than the X-Men, but the X-Men have always meant more to me than anything. I don't know how to define myself that way. So the performative nature kind of goes both ways. That's my feeling on it.
Yeah, I think he's being more performative about the family thing. I think it's the inverse, opposite of what you're saying, Weapon Jason, where the X-Men are all he's ever known. He's impregnated his wife and feels a responsibility to that. So he, in that discussion, is saying like, yes, of course you're important to me. Of course you should stay here at the mansion as I follow my natural path as leader of the X-Men. Because there's no other reason for them to stay there. He has no reason to lead the X-Men. In fact, he has reasons to not lead the X-Men, and he's still insisting that that's where he belongs. That's his life's responsibility. I also want to remind everybody, and this is the last thing I'll say on it, I want to remind everybody that he married Maddie because she looks exactly like Jean Grey. He went off to have the happy ending with her that he thought he would have with Jean Grey. And that's going to have a shelf life. I've been waiting for that time bomb to finally tick down since he met her, that like, this isn't a functional relationship. He's not in love with Madeline Pryor. He's in love with Jean Grey and the fact that she looks exactly like him. They've talked through that, and I don't think it's ever been proper. I think the last time they tried to settle it, she actually got turned into the Phoenix briefly.
I think that is the strongest. I mean, not that your other points aren't valid. I disagree with them, but not that they're not valid. But I think that is the strongest point you've made about this, is that his relationship with Maddie is sort of based on a misunderstanding of his own self, his own heart,
his own confused feelings,
sort of like a self-directed lie. And I think that's true. I also agree with Weapon Jason that like everything he is doing is still leaning towards, I am ready to leave. I'm having trouble with it. I'm having trouble with it, but I'm ready to leave. And I know that I need to, and I know that it's important. And Scott always does what he needs to do.
So it sounds like I won the argument, but out of respect, I'm going to continue reading Weapon Jason's email.
Okay.
He does say all of this is part of the whole implicit tragedy of Rachel not telling him who she is, which I do think is a really good point of just like, regardless of Scott's position, it would be wildly different if Rachel was just like, hey, I'm your future daughter from another timeline. I think like him realizing that he has a full grown child that he was capable of bringing up to that point
would have changed this equation,
would have made him, it wouldn't have even been a question for him at that point.
He would have so he would have been like, oh, I am capable of raising a child. I'm ready to let go of the X-Men and go raise my unnamed baby.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that's a really interesting way to look at it. Weapon Jason, I'll give you that much. The X Factor Scott, he says, just leaves like an asshole. The anger isn't that Scott goes to X Factor, it's how he treats and acts towards Maddie and his son.
Yeah.
I've already addressed this. How Maddie effectively is not part of his thoughts, which is the betrayal of the character Claremont was giving us, derails the story of Scott Summers. And also here we're seeing how in the hands of a better storyteller, this might have actually driven some interesting moments in those earlier X Factor issues. I will give you that as well, Weapon Jason. This argument is clearly trying to lay some groundwork, and I would have loved to see that drama play out a little more.
I think it's interesting. I think it is Claremont trying to both say, all right, if this is what needs to happen with Scott Summers, because I'm not in control of it anymore.
Yeah.
This is a way it can lead into it, but it is at the same time Claremont or at least definitively proving to people like me and Weapon Jason, but trying to prove to people like you that what is about to happen with Scott is wildly out of character.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Says, anyway, this really is amazing watching Claremont do his absolute best to give some kind of meaning to the crap that is Secret Wars 2. He finds some way to actually make this stupid plot actually try to move forward some elements of the X-Men story he's telling. In doing so, he's showing up Shooter.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I agree with that entirely. He is writing a better Beyonder than Jim Stupid wrote not one line of the Beyonder's dialogue in Jim Stupid's hands is better than the 4 issues that Claremont wrote.
Claremont had him. Yeah.
I guess 5 if you count the one where he couldn't figure out what a sandwich was. That was bad. that was bad. That almost seemed bad. Like Claremont. Now that we've seen Claremont write him well, it almost seems like that first one was done ironically to show how stupid the Beyonder concept is.
Sure. Yeah. Let's go there.
Let's just try to give him a little bit of credit.
Finally, Weapon Jason says, also BWS, he's referring to Barry Windsor Smith here.
Oh, I thought it was
WS Barry Windsor, which is the same number of syllables. It's not really shortening anything for me.
If that was the goal, if the goal was to make things easier for Pat to read.
Anyway, BWS is amazing, he says, with emphasis on amazing. Even on the barely better paper for the 1980s, this stuff just rocked. It's so different in execution from anything going on at this time, and so much better handled than the upcoming scritchy, scratchy, too many lines stuff we'll get through the early 90s. What's he talking about?
I don't know. We do keep... I think it's interesting. We have been charting that, right? We have been consistently pointing to the things that evolve into the weird art shit that happens in the 90s.
Right. Yeah.
And I think some of it is stuff like Frank Miller, whose style supersedes the substance very purposefully.
Yeah.
Some of it is guys like Barry Windsor Smith, who does incredibly detailed work.
Right.
And then people in the 90s kind of mistake those two things for style being more important than storytelling and a lot of lines equaling good.
Sure. Thank you, Weapon Jason. He leaves us off with some compliments. Very much appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
We're going to move on to Ink Master, subject line episode 73, parentheses, Scott's characterization, close parentheses. I've said my piece.
Man, you just can't win, buddy.
Hey, Pat.
This buddy is for you, Pat, not for... I just called a listener buddy, and now I'm calling you buddy.
I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see who that buddy's for. Hey, Pat, tell Matt that I still agree with him about Scott's characterization in X Factor, despite what's shown in this episode. Ooh,
interesting how many people agree with me.
But he's saying that despite all evidence to the contrary, he is choosing to stubbornly stick with you. That's what I'm reading in this sense. Scott is clearly experiencing a crisis during this time, but I would still argue that his actions in X Factor don't make sense even given that context. And if anything, they're even more out of character. We're just saying things. There's no evidence here. These are a bunch of statements. Scott, even though Scott did this, he didn't.
But it's because he spent the whole issue talking to Maddie about it.
I know. I'm just tired of making real arguments.
Oh, okay.
This is how I troll people online when they're annoying me.
Yeah, and usually it's about stuff like people being shitty to trans people.
So, yeah,
but here it's about
usually it's a social issue. Hey, look, it's not a lot of things that I argue with people about. He says Scott's reason for wanting to rejoin the X-Men wasn't that he needs it to feel personal fulfillment, nor do we have any indication that he's dissatisfied with domestic life. Disagree. He says it's because it's his responsibility, but Maddie calls him out when he says that his sense of self-worth is tied to the X-Men. If it was really just about responsibility, he wouldn't have been so shaken when he lost. When Storm beat him, it made him feel like he wasn't needed and didn't belong anymore, and that broke his confidence. That in and of itself would be a good motivation for him to join a new team to prove himself that he still has worth. But that's not what we're shown in X Factor.
And let me note that he loses to Storm because he's too busy thinking about Maddie.
And Professor X.
And Professor X, yes.
And yes, Scott clearly feels guilt and shame for how he treated Maddie this episode. Heck, he spends the entire duel thinking about their fight and wondering if she was right about him just being afraid, which is a big part of why he lost. And if immediately after the duel was the moment he got called out, he got the call about Jean, I could see him running off to try and avoid his problems. But that's not where we pick up with him in X Factor.
It's presumably months later.
Another adjustment that would have clarified what's clearly happening here
is if the Jean thing happened right away.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think if the Jean thing happened while he was still incredibly conflicted about it, before he sort of sorted out his head, we could have seen something different. But again, he would have gone back to Maddie before months and months and months had passed. The moment he found out she disappeared, also, and in X Factor, he doesn't go back to her ever. He just stays there. And that wouldn't have happened. Sorry.
Yeah. Or, like I think we discussed, he could have at least called a second source.
And I think maybe that is the compromise that I would have felt comfortable with, right? If he abandoned Maddie, went to join X Factor, and then say 3 issues in was like, I fucked up. I have to go back to my wife and child. What am I doing? That might have been like, okay, I could see Cyclops doing something like that, maybe. But he doesn't. He just stays there, and he stays there, and he stays there, and he starts cracking jokes with his friends. Like, fuck off.
Well, he's put it behind him at that point.
Yeah, my wife and child are missing. Let's go hang out with Artie for a while.
Ink continues here, just rubbing salt in the wound at this point. He says, the last thing he thinks at the end of 251 is wondering if he still has a place with Maddie after how he treated her. We'll see at the start of X Factor that he does. Not only is he back in Alaska with her, but it's been weeks since the fight at the mansion. With how guilty Scott was at the end of 251, I can't picture him doing anything other than admitting he was wrong and begging for her forgiveness. It is the only thing that makes sense in my mind, and clearly she accepted and took him back, or they wouldn't be living together. If Scott was so worried about losing Maddie because of this fight, I cannot picture him running off to see Jean if Maddie tells him point blank that they're done if he leaves. A man that scared of losing his wife just weeks before wouldn't go out of his way to abandon her himself. Counterpoint from Pat. This is no longer reading the email.
Okay.
He ran back to Maddie and probably begged for her forgiveness, was down on his knees because he didn't have anywhere else to go at that point.
He could have stayed with the X-Men, just wouldn't be leader.
Yeah, but he was humiliated. His only he was like, okay, I guess I have 2 options. Lead the X-Men, which is what I really want, or go start a family. Oh, the X-Men is gone. I guess I'll go start a family. Then from there, he just couldn't handle it.
Is his pride
proven?
Is his pride that important to him? Like, nobody from the X-Men would have made him feel bad about his loss, right? All of them would have immediately accepted him as one of the members of the team. One of the
X-Men?
Yeah.
I don't think he could handle it, yeah.
And I bet Wolverine would have taken him out for a drink and like helped him through it, right? Like that would have been the first time Wolverine liked Cyclops.
Well,
if Cyclops bowed to Storm's leadership, can you imagine how his relationship with Wolverine would have been changed forever?
Sure, yeah.
I now that I think about it, especially with, and we'll have to talk about this kind of in the future. We should put the Scott thing to bed for a while.
Unless you agree with me. mutantmenacepod@gmail.com. I would love some support.
Because we can't just talk about it every X Factor episode. I don't think we should talk about it again until Scott and Maddie have any kind of...
Until there's any reckoning there. Yeah.
Until we see Maddie again, and then we'll probably have a small conversation, and then maybe have a bigger conversation if and when they ever meet again. But
for now, listeners... You decide.
But but I think the already strained relationship between Wolverine and Cyclops is worsened even more by Wolverine watching him do this to his wife and child.
Interesting.
I think it's subtext. Like, I don't think it's there. I'm not sure if they ever talk about it, but what we'll see with Maddie coming up, just some decisions.
No spoilers.
Yeah.
As far as I know, she's dead.
Her and the kid are dead. They got killed just by like a random wanderer and eaten.
God, they were attacked by Omega Flight.
What if it's just a guy, like a random guy?
Just some crazy Alaskan like
serial killer.
Yeah. Usually we play a song here.
Oh, it's done?
Yeah, that's it.
He's got an eye out, stuff that you can
Damn it. Is it that song? Do we know if it's that song? Okay.
Trish Toby with WARC reporting.
No. This okay. Where's the piano player?
That one?
Yeah. Matt.
Yeah.
My friend. I'm going to ask you a question that I just asked you a few days ago, and I need you to answer it again.
Oh, no.
Have you done anything X-Men related this week?
Oh boy, what did I say last time?
You healed.
Oh God. Okay.
Like Wolverine.
Yeah. Here's something.
Yeah, sure.
Do you remember? This will relate to two X-Men things.
Ooh.
Number one, this relates to a former guest of the show. Number two, this relates to a former topic on Mutant Menace.
Ooh.
My son, Toby Aucamp, former guest of the podcast, came over 2 days ago.
This feels like cheating.
He kind of surprised me. He's just like, hey, I finished work. Are you home? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, you want to watch Attacky Titans? And I was like, yeah.
Nice.
And he came over and he's been telling me I wasn't too hot on season 2. I was kind of like, yeah, I don't know, man. It feels just kind of like anime stuff and like, yeah, just normal, like thriller, mystery, supernatural, like whatever. Like, I'm not like, yeah, I bet there will be answers to these mysteries. You know what I mean? Like, not I'm dying to know. And then he was like, Dad, I tell you, we watched this episode. It's everything changes. And it was like, it's like midway through season 2. And we watched it and fuck you guys. Attacky Titans is so good. It's so good. And it's so fucking good. And you need to understand it's very, very good.
This is just like The Wire. Where season 2, you're like, is this good? And then I don't know, about halfway through, you're like, oh, holy shit.
Yeah. It's just so good. And to the point where I started the series over again last night.
Oh.
To like pick up on,
just to scratch that itch.
To pick up on clues now that bigger pieces of the mystery are being revealed.
Oh.
To be like, oh, they were seeding this when this character said that. Like, man, I am all in on Attacky Titans. I might even call it by its real name. I mean, I might even call the characters by their real names at some point. I might even stop calling them Yelling Boy and Nerd Boy. Those are the two main characters.
Have you been lying to me?
And their friends are, they have these friends, Rhino and Bartleby. This will make Attacky Titans fans really annoyed. Pat!
Well, yeah.
I have a question for you, and then an alternate question if you don't feel like answering the first one. The first one is, hey, buddy, did you do anything X-Men related this week? Or did you do anything Canadian this week?
I didn't do anything Canadian as far as I know.
Well, all right.
But last week, if you recall, Matt, we talked about the new cast of the X-Men movie.
Yes.
And just this week, I happened to catch a few performances. Number one, I watched Obsession again because we talked about it a lot off the podcast, and we talked about it again on last week's episode. So I was like, all right, I got to sit down and watch this again. And just as good. Like, what a good, disturbing, but good movie.
I'm like a little hesitant to watch it again just because it was so disturbing and because some of it's really disgusting.
There's not like little clues or clever foreshadowing peppered in that you missed the first time around. Right. There's no need to watch it again. It's just, if you want to experience that again, it's just as upsetting the second time you watch it.
I felt the same thing about like Weapons. The beginning of that movie, so captivating. I would watch the first 20 minutes of that movie over and over and over and over again if I was a little more insane than I am. But I don't want to watch the next hour.
Oh, I love that movie start to finish, I think.
It's just too yucky after that. Like, there's just too many yucky things.
Oh, it's great.
Okay, so tell me about Obsession.
Well, I just did. It's good. It's got, of course, Indy Navarrete, who will be playing, whose name I know now, and who will be playing Rogue. And then Adam Driver, of course, we talked about playing Mr. Sinister.
So interesting casting.
I went back and watched a lot of his clips from his Saturday Night Live episodes.
Because you were like, this is what his performance in
This
X-Men
is
will
where
be like.
what he should be channeling, I think. Again, I'm pretty sure the Coen brothers are directing. We had heard. But no, there is, and I think it's pretty rare, honestly, but sometimes you get an actor who hosts Saturday Night Live and they commit. Ryan Gosling's done it a few times. Adam Driver has done it a couple of times now. There's a few other people out there that are just like,
there's a couple other incredibly handsome men.
Yeah, it's usually an incredibly but unconventionally handsome man.
I think Ryan Gosling is deeply conventionally handsome to the point where I think some people don't find him handsome because of how conventional.
I'm kidding. He was cast as Ken.
Yeah, you're right. But Adam Driver you were sincere about. How could you be sincere and insincere in the same moment, Pat? You're a skilled
good
comedian.
At podcasting, Matt. Anyway, his are very good. I love that guy. I'm very excited to see what he does with whoever this Mr. Sinister guy is. That's my X-Men related thing. Matt.
Yes, Pat.
I think it's time to just dive right in. Let's rip this Band-Aid off.
Okay. Guys, there's going to be a lot of yelling in this episode. I'm just telling you up front.
Yeah, Matt's pretty mad.
I'm pretty mad. You can, if you go, you can look on my Blue Sky from what's today? Last Friday, and I am yelling about Bill Mantlo. I'm like, it's like a call to arms. I'm like, everybody who's with me, and people are like, in their heads, no one's responding. People are like, who the fuck is Bill Mantlo? I added Marvel and everything.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Because it's like it's so bad that it deserves an apology. Okay. Alpha Flight number 30. Enter Scramble.
The Mixed Up Man?
You've been wondering when Scramble the Mixed Up Man is going to join.
Honestly, I thought we already met Scramble the Mixed Up Man in Alpha Flight when they fought the giant scrambled egg monster.
And you were surprised. So Bill Mantlo, writer, Mike Mignola, pencils, Gary Talayoc, inks, Jim Novak, letters, Bob Sharon, colors, Carl Potts, editor. We haven't seen this guy before.
Carl Potts.
I think we might have seen him at the end of that last episode, but last Alpha Flight episode. And then Philip P. Barber, 1783 to 1841, editor-in-chief.
Philip the Barber.
Release date, October 1st, 1985. Cover date, January 1986. Alpha Flight sets up their new headquarters with the help of the Canadian military at the Gilded Lily Mansion, left to Walter Lankowski when his aunt died. Remember
that?
Yeah.
It's funny, they Northstar has the same question we did, which is, how the fuck is this house still standing? Apparently, the Canadian military, immediately after the Gilded Lily stuff, claimed eminent domain over it and fixed it up.
Okay,
like,
all right.
Reinforced the foundation.
Sure. It's a question I don't think I needed answered, but if we want to talk about how much this even beginning is weird, immediately Bill Mantlo has the characters that have never had a problem with each other arguing.
Right, yeah.
Madison Jeffries and Roger Box, who were best like buddies.
They're best. They agree on everything.
And he's like, stop touching my stuff, Box. And Box is like, actually, it's my stuff. Like, fuck off, man. You do that's the only way you know how to write characters. They carefully unload a bunch of expensive tech equipment while Heather stands off to the side, wondering if she even belongs in Alpha Flight. Shut up. We solved this.
Okay.
Since she's taken over, they've lost Shaman, Talisman, Snowbird, and Sasquatch. Puck's got concerns, too, about Heather.
Ooh.
Unbelievable. Like, literally unbelievable. I don't believe he has concerns about Heather. He's been
her biggest supporter.
He convinced her to do it. He said the reason we should keep Alpha Flight going is because we have you.
Yes, yeah. But now he's got concerns.
And but Bill Mantlo hates women, and about working for the government. All right, that's legit.
That's reasonable.
Gary Cody assures everyone everything is going to be okay.
Thanks, Gary Cody.
Just then, the military tells them they're not allowed to have all this expensive equipment here without approval, but it's all cleared up immediately. When people just lecture each other back and forth, like so many people interrupt what's happening, like, wait a second, and then start a lecture. It happens so often that people start interrupting wait a second lectures with other wait a second lectures.
Wait a second lectures.
And fucking
no, you wait a second.
3 pages in. Quote, a pain-racked dwarf and a leg. It's Heather Hudson in her thoughts saying, how do I run a team with a pain-racked dwarf and a legless cripple?
Jesus Christ.
Are you fucking kidding me? 3 pages in, and you never even listened to this podcast. And 3 pages in, you're already doing it?
You're mocking us.
We get a big tour of the mansion, learning that it looks like a normal Victorian-era home, but is actually equipped with state-of-the-art tech in every room, behind every wall, plus an Omnijet.
They also have a big smart computer that's called AlphaNex. AlphaNex and Omnijet.
Oh boy. There's just to create some tension in the first couple pages, he makes like a bunch of so they're hauling equipment, and Aurora says, what if it drops? And then a couple panels later, it drops. Excellent writing.
Oh my God.
Bilford Mantlo.
He saw it happening in the next panel. Like, he sees the art beforehand. He saw it happening in the next panel and was like, oh, well, nobody predicted this in the panel before.
And the amount of dialogue that happens between the rope snapping and the thing hitting the ground, not just dialogue, but action. They say a full page of dialogue that's roughly 150 words.
They're arguing with each other.
Yes, Heather tells them to save people. Puck jumps and dives into somebody at apparently the same speed as Aurora and Northstar. And then our Northstar and Aurora bump into each other, lose their powers, fall on the ground. Box runs in. He holds up the thing. And then Madison Jeffries makes all the machinery float.
He turns it... Okay. He turns it into toys so that, in his words, it can safely fall on them. Instead of one large heavy object, he's dropping several smaller objects with still the same mass.
Exact mass.
On top of them.
Yeah, I can't stress enough. There is about 150 words of dialogue back and forth that happen in the time
this box is falling.
In the time a box on a just a like, oh, I guess it's attached to a helicopter. But
yeah, well, here's how they're unloading things on this island. They are flying them by helicopter and then lowering them on a rope from the helicopter just low enough for people to grab them. They're not lowering them to the ground. They're lowering them to arm's reach.
Which is why there's so many people underneath it.
Yeah, they're all trying to grab it. God. I got it.
And he makes... Remember how at last Alpha Flight episode, we make fun of John Byrne makes a quip about...
the 56 Buick.
About Walter being like, I'm trapped in a 56 Buick. And then the very next episode, or the very next issue, Bill Mantlo has him go, I'm trapped in a 56 Buick. He just said that. And then I think he says it again later in the issue. We're in a new issue, and they use these 56 Buick line again.
Over and over again. This is problematic in itself.
God. You know what? We have more to talk about. Already, we have so much to talk about. There's Puck's walking away, and Roger Box says something like, man, he hates his handicap as much as I hate mine. Or no, Puck says that about Roger Box, and it's like, since when? Roger Box has never mentioned anything about something being wrong with being in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
My blood pressure is good.
One cool thing here, thanks to Mike Mignola, which is the architectural structure of the mansion.
Yeah.
We get a full tour, including the floor-by-floor designs for it, which one could take as a sign that Mignola is already tired of drawing Alpha Flight, just like John Byrne was, and is just trying to fill space because it's a full page. But also, as a fan, I always love these little like inserts in the middle of a story of just like, oh, by the way, here's the entire layout of their secret complex. I
will say I love Mike Mignola. This is some of his worst work that I've ever seen.
This is not exciting art, but no disrespect to that man because he's an exciting artist.
It's a lot of people standing around. It's a lot of it's not good. Heather compliments Madison Jeffries on his unique talent, who responds with a casual, "You should have seen what what's my Madison Jeffries voice? You should have seen what my kid brother could do."
There it is.
Kid brother, Heather thinks. What else don't I know about Alpha Flight? Am I a terrible leader? Jesus. He hates women. Meanwhile, Shaman says goodbye to Snowbird and Doug Thompson, assuring them he'll be fine as he takes some sort of spirit journey to find out why his powers are gone. He tells them he must do this alone, so once he leaves, Snowbird and Doug decide to follow him.
Of course.
Sure.
This all happens way up north. This is not in the mansion.
Yeah. That night, God, inexplicably, Heather spies on everyone in the mansion, still bugged that she doesn't know everything about them.
She watches Puck sleep.
She stumbles upon Box and Jeffries in their lab, rebuilding the Guardian suit. She freaks out, and they apologize, but explain that this suit that the Dark Guardian donned was a perfect replica, powers and all, and they can rebuild it.
Pause.
Please.
We'll get into this, but this is the suit that killed James McDonald.
Uh-huh.
We're not the first ones to mention this, but Box and Jeffries don't seem concerned by it. Also, this is her dead husband. Like, you don't have to put it back together with the same half Canadian flag design. That was extremely unique. Like, just paint it.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the exact same. Maybe something about the flag was integral to the
structural design
of the suit. Well, you don't know this, Pat, but half a maple leaf is actually the most sturdy shape in geometry.
Oh, as far as like fabric production goes. Half a maple leaf, really.
Half a maple leaf. You can't crush half a maple leaf. If you push down on half a maple leaf, it doesn't move.
I've only ever crushed a whole maple leaf.
So. Also, what's special about James Hudson? The whole thing was he was the only one who had the smarts to build a suit like this.
Yeah.
And the other suit is just exactly the same. Like, if Byrne was writing this, he would have immediately been like, oh, we took this suit apart. It is a pale comparison of Mac's suit. But it still replicates a lot of his powers. Maybe we can make it functional.
Yeah. I mean, Delphine Courtney was a robot. So it's not beyond the realm of possibility that she was able to, she had the same smarts just without having the original idea.
The whole inspiration behind Jeremy Jackson as a villain is that Guardian suit could not be replicated, and so the fact that James Hudson stole it it ruined his life,
and he owned
Delphine Courtney.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think so. Anyway, she can't stop obsessing over what she doesn't know about members of Alpha Flight and starts looking through Mac's old computer records. She discovers the name, occupation, and location of Jeffries' brother, Lionel Jeffries, surgeon, Montreal General Hospital. Without telling anyone, she hops on the Omnijet and sets off to meet him. Now, this is a fateful decision that will lead to the consequences of the rest of the issue when she could have just asked Madison!
Yeah, what? Why wouldn't she say, in that moment, I didn't know you had a brother?
Yeah, or...
He's clearly open to talking about it.
Go knock on his door and say, hey, I was just looking in the computer. You have a brother who's a surgeon? And he'd go, oh, yeah, he has powers that drove him insane. And if you go near him, he'll kill everybody in the hospital. So don't do it.
Spoiler.
When she gets to the hospital, the doctors are shocked. No one has ever come to visit this patient. That's right. Not doctor. Patient. And no one is actually even allowed to visit him without top-level government access. She flashes her Alpha Flight badge.
Got that printed up pretty quick.
She finds a man locked in a padded cell, strapped in a straitjacket, donning a metal helmet covering everything but his eyes and being fed intravenously. No one's sure why. They haven't worked here long enough.
The doctor on duty's like, yeah, I'm not sure. You can probably go in there and hang out with him. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we throw away our records every 17 days. It's just we don't have a lot of space in our filing cabinets.
Sorry, it's my first day.
Heather introduces herself to Lionel. And when he doesn't answer, when he doesn't immediately respond, she thinks to herself, is he autistic? Fuck you! Fuck you, Bill Mantlo!
I know.
You can't control yourself. It's a
And again, given that the definition of autistic was very different and much more poorly defined than it is today, given that, this is still pretty bad.
Yeah, even so, you wouldn't... Heather, so if we replace autistic with...
Catatonic,
it'd still be like, why are you jumping to that conclusion fast? It seems like the writer just wants to say that. Heather, so she introduces herself. She extends a warm hand, only for him to dive forward and make skin-to-skin contact with her through his exposed eye skin.
He says it as he's leaping at her. He's like, aha, I can touch you with the only part of skin that I do have exposed, my eyes.
He menacingly thanks her for setting him free as Heather screams. About an hour later, Alpha Flight shows up at the hospital, only to find, which even this is like, Heather left. We didn't want her to leave, so we are all going to chase her.
Yes, yeah.
No motivation here at all to do what they did.
They also no reason to know where she was going.
They show up at the hospital, only find dozens of horrible humanoid creatures charging towards them. Puck notices they're all wearing scrubs and hospital gowns. They must be doctors and patients that were turned into these freaks. Madison Jeffries explains, like his ability to transmute metal, his brother, also known as Scramble, the mixed-up man.
Scramble, the mixed-up man.
You can just call him by his name. Why you wouldn't call your brother? Yeah, he's also known as Scramble, the mixed-up man. We
find out
he didn't have a title and a subtitle. He's your brother.
He didn't have time to come up with, or like to actually become a supervillain. We'll find out very shortly. So I don't know why he even has this name.
Yeah. Madison or the doctors gave him the name Scramble the Mixed Up Man.
Right. And now he's adopted it. He's taken it as his mantle.
So he can transmute people. He went mad after going to Vietnam and trying to bring dead soldiers back to life. This is a plot that gets repeated in these first 35 issues of Alpha Flight like 4 times.
Yeah. Somebody just going mad from not being able to accomplish their goals.
Yeah, it happened to Deadly Ernest.
Right.
He made a deal with death in Vietnam when he saw people die. It happened to Scramble the Mixed Up Man. And it'll happen later. Oh, actually.
Who was the man that brought in the scrambled egg monster? That guy?
Oh.
Who made like some deal with a demon? That was another case.
And it'll happen again it'll happen again after these issues in like issue 30. We're gonna stop at issue 34, and then I'm gonna explain like what happens in the between
the
like
following
35 and 50. Just real quick, but it happens again. Madison was able to contain him, and he's been in the cell ever since. They charge into the building, doing their best to fend off but not hurt the freaks, and find Heather lying on the ground, horribly deformed and feeling broken. It's like Cronenbergian. They are these big, bumpy flesh monsters with like different parts sticking out
in unnatural directions.
Mm-hmm. Puck stays behind to care for her as the rest of the team fight more freaks and look around for Scramble, the mixed up man. Madison Jeffries finally finds him in the morgue, unsuccessfully trying to put a bunch of bodies back together. Oh, they fight.
It's kind of cute. Like the last time he was living free, he saw a bunch of his fellow soldiers die and he was trying to bring them back to life. The next thing he does when he gets free is runs down to the morgue and immediately just starts trying again.
Just shoving arms and legs and stuff like smacking them together. Like, can I make it live?
It's like when a dog keeps going to the same bush because it found a treat in there once, you know?
After going back and forth, the two charges each other and grapple. We see Madison's skin start to shoot out in all directions, but he holds firmly onto his brother, shouting at him that he could be a hero. Scramble, the mixed up man, finally sees something. His brother's brain.
It makes sense it's just not written down here, but when he's doing this, he can actually visualize all of their internal organs so that he can shift them and transmute them properly.
Right. He compares it to the structure of his own brain and realizes that he's been crazy this whole time. He reforms his own brain to be not crazy, then returns everyone's deformed bodies back to normal. Problem solved.
Hey, nice and easy.
I don't want to go boxing at shadows here, right? Because there's more egregious and explicit violations that are going to happen.
But no, go off, King.
But it may be telling that the first story that Bill Mantlo wants to tell is a story of a guy, the villain, making everybody's bodies deformed and useless.
Yeah. You can pretty easily see how he gets there.
Right.
Yeah.
It is just encoded into him to just consistently
just beat down on disabled people.
Yes. And again, even like that's not what he's doing here, but that this is his first like go-to when he's telling like these stories in Alpha Flight is
what's the worst thing a person could do? Oh, they could make them physically deformed.
Right. I don't we could psychoanalyze them all day and there's no way to know, but like it feels
pretty plain.
Feels compulsive. It feels like he's got something in his life, in his psyche, in his history that's like haunting him. Okay, so he returns everyone's deformed bodies back to normal. Problem solved. Or is it? Down in the morgue, one of the bodies that Scramble, the mixed up man, had tried to bring back to life, rises to its feet. Its big nude body shambles off into the darkness. And the nude is not just us. That's a plot point. The end.
He's really nude, though.
He's really, really nude.
And I'll tell you, if
he wakes up with a sheet on him, but he leaves it behind. And then him being nude becomes like a guiding part of the plot in the beginning of the next issue.
It becomes pretty key to tracking him down.
Yeah.
Which is reasonable. I will say if Mike Mignola has one great moment here, it's drawing this very large, muscular man totally nude. It is, it's beautiful.
Stumbling off into the darkness.
Yeah, he's the caption says shambling, and you look at him and you're like, yeah, that's a man that's shambling.
That's a guy shambling. That's a Gary shambling, if I do say so myself.
Also, okay, this was a new one for me. It's a little vocabulary lesson. Box calls something Brobdingnagian.
I think, yeah, I would pronounce it Brobdingnagian.
I don't think so, Matt. Brobdingnagian means gigantic, huge, or immensely large. So, there you go.
There's a scene in this, just to highlight how bad the writing is here. There's a scene where Northstar and Aurora are fighting all the freaks, and Northstar is like, as these twisted beings inflict themselves upon my poor sister, they reveal the twists and turns of her own tortured mind. Ever since my sister, the sisters of the convent, where blah, 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 she has been split into two conflicting personalities. Unfortunately, meek Jean Marie has... I'm always, Pat, when I'm doing anything, thinking about how the situation I'm in is analogous to my relationships with the people around me and their psychologies.
Honestly, this might be neurosis, but I do that.
We're just like taking a walk, me and you as friends, walking down the street, and you're like, this
walk is so Matt.
This walk is this walk is kind of like how Matt's brain moves in a direction and finds interesting
yeah, this is just like Matt. This walk, it's just like the way he thinks.
That car that's driving past is just like Matt.
See how he's walking down the street sarcastically?
Is sarcasm one of my defining traits?
No.
Fuck off.
What? What's so funny?
All right, listeners, we just took a quick break, and I looked up how to say Brobdingnagian, because it's a tough word, right? And there's a YouTube video that says how to pronounce Brobdingnagian. And and it's like a computer, it's like a AI pronouncing it. And then right beneath it, there's another video that says how to pronounce Brobdingnagian correctly, all caps, exclamation point. And it's this guy, and he's like, I think he's French, and he's like, he opens his videos like so bitter, and he's like, this is where we learn to pronounce words that everybody gets wrong. And he's like,
idiots.
So, and he's like, so Brobdingnagian, and he's like, Brob, or I guess as the Americans say it, Brob.
Brob. Now the Americans will say it a bit more as Brob.
And then he says it's ding, or you can say dig. That is also acceptable pronunciation.
That's so stupid. Why would you say dig when the word ding is there?
And
one of the most fun words in the English language.
God, it was so funny. I don't know what was so funny about it.
Brob. Or as you Americans might say, Brob.
And then just even the title of the video is him being like, there's a lot of videos out here that tell you how to pronounce Brobdingnagian. This is how to do it correctly.
This ain't your grandma's how to pronounce Brobdingnagian video.
All right, Pat, do you want to read us a little story about a little story called Alpha Flight number 31?
Don't say it. Stop saying my titles.
I'm allowed to say the number.
No.
Everyone knows the number. We already said number 30, so they know the next number's 31.
Are we only on 31?
This is a Brobdingnagian conflict.
Alpha Flight number 31, The Grateful Dead.
Ew.
Now, how'd they get away with that?
I don't know. Ew.
Bill Mantlo, writer, Mike Mignola, pencils, Jerry Talayoc, inks, Jim Novak, letters, Bob Sharon Colors, Carl Potts editor, and Straight Shooter editor-in-chief. Release date, October
Pat
29th,
loves this guy.
1985. Cover date, February 1986. Deadly Ernest St. Ives. Remember him? Deadly Ernest?
Remember Deadly Ernest?
Yeah. Has been restored to life by Scramble the Mixed-Up Man and is on a murderous quest through Montreal. That's...
Yeah. His first thing is, I'm nude. I need to find clothes. He kills a punk rocker and he goes, this isn't normally my style, but anything will do in a pinch. And he still puts on the studded bracelets and second studded leather belt, like two belts, and wraps and like ties a bandana around his boots. Like, you didn't have to do that stuff, man. Yeah,
like the base of it is just jeans and a t-shirt. Also, he gets pretty far into Montreal fully nude. Elsewhere in the city, Nemesis. Remember her?
I remember her.
A lot of people might not. She looks... I think we asked people to draw her based on our description and nobody did. But it's like...
Let's do it again.
Spawn meets Ben Reilly Spider-Man, but a pretty lady.
I think it's like
pretty lady body.
It's like a Deadpool, but Spawn eyes, with kind of like
Dracula cape,
a little more like Stingray, but black and red instead of white and red, and then a big Doctor Strange cape on. So if you guys just draw that, and you'll probably get it right. You'll probably get it right. You could draw any version of Spider-Man with a cape and be a lady. And it'll somebody will be like, oh, is that Nemesis?
So Nemesis feels that Deadly Ernest is alive again with her apparently magic sword and takes off in search of him.
Now, was it magic before?
No, it was scientific.
I think...
If you remember, she has a sword that is the width of an atom.
Yes.
So it can cut between molecules.
Right. And
cut anything.
I think in she metaphorically in her last appearance says, my sword hungers. And I think Bill Mantlo took that to mean it's magical.
Absolutely.
And it needs to kill things to live.
Because now it feels the presence of Deadly Ernest.
And absorbs souls, as we'll find out later.
Yeah. Back in Montreal General Hospital, the gang is saying goodbye to Scramble the Mixed-Up Man when a body comes in. Its description reminds the twins of Northstar's dead ex-boyfriend.
Remember him?
Yeah, they realize that Scramble the Mixed-Up Man must have brought the Deadly Ernest back to life, and they must stop him.
They make Northstar say, that man was like a father to me. No, he was your fucking boyfriend.
Yeah, he was also a radical freedom fighter.
Yes.
And he's dead. And Deadly Ernest killed him, if you don't remember.
Yeah.
Because Deadly Ernest can kill people simply by touching them.
He touches them and they die.
In the north, Snowbird abandons her quest to find Shaman because she gets a sudden pain, and Doug Thompson tells her Alpha Flight should check it out.
She's like, my tummy hurts. And Doug Thompson's like, this is serious. We better get to Alpha Flight right now.
He just wants to leave. He doesn't like being on this spirit journey hunt.
And then they don't go to Alpha Flight.
Shaman is in a nearby shack, nude, and communing with his grandfather's skull again. Remember that guy? Grandfather's skull?
Grandfather's skull from like issue 2 or 3 or something.
He lost his pouch and needs to find his way back to power. So be it, his grandfather's skull says, and Michael Two Youngman disappears.
Oh, bye. Bye, buddy. And the skull, he's like, I lost my pouch. And the skull's like, the pouch was just an empty pouch. The power was within you. That's fucking bullshit.
Right. First of all, we know that's not true. We've seen other people wield it and use it.
We saw them turn it inside out, and it almost sucked all of reality off.
Right.
I mean, into it.
No, sucked it off. It would have been turned off.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I think you got it right.
And people looked into it and went insane.
Right. It's not all in his mind.
Smart Alec lived in
it. Still does. The size of an action figure. He excuses, he tries, I guess he's trying to get Shaman to forgive himself for failing to save his wife and his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's excusing it. Like the clear path that we watched him go down was continuing to promise people that he would protect them in situations where he couldn't protect them. And that's what led them into these deadly situations. But his grandfather's like, yeah, maybe that's just like a therapy thing. You have to learn to forgive yourself for that stuff. But it seems like he's lying to himself there. He also says that the reason it's not important that he couldn't save Talisman is because I guess somewhere in Alpha Flight number 28, Talisman saved herself.
Huh?
No, she didn't.
No, she didn't.
The Beyonder saved her.
A god came and saved her.
Unbelievable. Wait, one more thing. I'm sorry.
Oh, please.
Just going back a moment.
It's so funny. We can't get 3 pages without having 7 things to complain about. It's like, and we're not scraping here. We are leaving so much on the table.
Yes. Yeah. We're skipping some notes here, which
we're skipping so many things while we're reading as like, this sucked, but I'm not even going to bring it up. It's just this bad.
And this is still going to be 3 hours long.
We haven't even gotten to the worst shit. All right, go.
We also, I think this is important for the plot moving forward. We confirm that souls exist once more in the Marvel universe, but that these bodies that Deadly Ernest kills no longer have a soul. So even if they're still alive after he kills them,
they're alive, but have no soul.
Soulless, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is not, I mean, they checked. That's not how it worked last time. They ran and checked the fucking guy's pulse.
Yeah. He was dead.
Mm-hmm.
Alpha Flight and Nemesis soon converge on Deadly Ernest in the subways of Montreal. One quick thing here. Northstar and Aurora are explaining all this, like they're recapping that old issue and talk about finding Nemesis, swearing that she is Northstar's former lover's daughter, but then removing her mask and going like, having no idea who it is. And they replay that here. They still don't show her face or have Northstar or Aurora mention what it is they saw. Just like an indescribable horror.
Yeah. Which again, I think is, I don't know if what they saw last time was a horror or just actually, it might have been. I don't know.
They were just shocked. They were just like, oh my God.
It's hard to say. It seems like Bill Mantlo is picking up on every little thing John Byrne did and going, this means something. This is something so much more big and dramatic than
a lot of innocuous dialogue, a lot of innocuous metaphorical dialogue. He's saying, oh, this must have been literal.
Yes. Yeah. If somebody's like, the devil you are, he's like, this person's a devil.
You're the devil. Which, I mean, if he's mining for creativity, fine. If that's where you're going to get your plot lines. Okay.
Well, let's see how you feel about that next issue.
Yeah, we'll see. So in a quick battle, Deadly Ernest kills Box, despite Box being merged with the robot.
He's like, you can't hurt me. You can't kill me. I'm in a robot. And he's like, oh yeah. And then he's just dead.
Like, actually, I can kill robots too. Then he kills Northstar and Aurora and escapes into the subway tunnels with Heather, who's like, I deserve this for leading Alpha Flight into a death trap. Let him kill me.
Don't save me. I'm only human. I'm useless. I deserve this.
I'm such a bad leader that I should die.
Why bother trying to save me? Let him have me. It's what I deserve. Shut the fuck. That's not Heather. Character assassination.
Nemesis tells Puck that Ernest's victims aren't dead, but actually in a semi-living state, just without their souls, of course, and she can keep them alive for a short time.
She's got magic powers too.
In the meantime, Puck must hunt Ernest down with Nemesis' magic sword and use it to steal everyone's souls back from within him.
Because the sword hungers for souls.
The sword hungers for souls. While chasing Ernest down, Puck feels the pain inside him calling out to possess the sword, and he struggles to contain it.
The pain from having dwarfism.
The fuck are you talking about, dude? He finds Ernest and chops him up into pieces, but the pieces don't die until they get run over by a subway train.
The only good part of this issue is him chopping up Deadly Ernest into pieces, and like the head's still yelling at him, and he's like, "You're dead, hey, little man.
Fuck you." Disembodied head. And then the train comes. So the train comes. And
the hands are trying to crawl out of the way as fast as they can.
Yeah. But then the train comes, runs him over, and Puck's like, well, we know that he's still immortal. We really do have to finish him off. And then between panels, it seems like goes into the goo that's left over and just stabs it a bunch.
Oh, yeah. I guess there is a panel where he's like, it's not over yet. Let's let the sword do it. Yeah, and the sword is floating in midair at this point, by the way.
Yeah, it's a magic sword.
And he's like, let's not look while this sword does its thing. What the fuck?
They bring the sword back to everyone's bodies, and Nemesis uses it to restore their souls or whatever, and they're back to life. She reveals that she was actually Ernest's daughter, and now that he's dead, she can die too. She dissolves into steam.
What the fuck?
We still don't see her face. She takes her mask off again and just never faces the camera.
Wrong. She faces the camera,
and her hair
just cover it in fucking
her face. Yeah.
Unbelievable. There I go again.
The end.
Bad issue.
Bad. Very bad issue.
Here's another funny thing: is that Bill Mantlo's obsessed with time zones. Every time they switch locations, he's like, it's several hours earlier, or it's several hours later, or like he has somebody traveling, and then he's like, they traveled to the day before. Like, he's just constantly talking about time zones.
1 hour later, but actually 2 hours later if you're taking into account Central Time.
All right, Pat.
All right, I can't talk about this anymore.
Pat.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you about Alpha Flight number 32. And it's starting bad. It's about Puck, so it's called Short Story.
I just understood the title. That's so fucked up. That's so much worse. I thought it was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to tell a little story.
Bill Mantlo is the writer. John Bogdanove is the penciler. Gary Talioke is the inker. Jim Novak's the letterer. Bob Sharon's the colorist. Carl Potts is the editor. And John Catrone, 1786 to 1865. That's the editor.
That can't be right.
I deeply want to believe that Mike Mignola read this story outline and said, no, I morally, I cannot do this. I refuse.
That's a nice headcanon to keep, I think. This is okay. Just listeners, prepare yourself for anything.
We have been talking shit on Bill Mantlo since early in this podcast, just because he's kind of a bad writer, and we keep noticing this thing. And if you think we've kind of been picking on him, this is the moment where it's like,
we were right.
We were right.
You were wrong. We were right.
But when I first read all these comics, I think I noticed those little moments, but I didn't think of them as a trend. Like I would just be like, ew.
Didn't chain them together like this.
Mm-hmm. Until I read this comic, and I got so mad. And I at a similar time, I was reading Cloak and Dagger and realizing that how kind of racist it is. And that's when I was like, Bill Mantlo is a fucking piece of shit. And then as we were reading it again for this podcast, a lot closer, that's when I started realizing, oh my God, it's threaded throughout everything he writes. So let's do the issue.
Yeah.
No! Shouts Puck as he sees Heather enter the training room in the Guardian outfit.
Wild.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we knew this was coming the moment she saw the Guardian outfit being reconstructed, but still, there's a lot of unresolved trauma there.
Yeah.
And also, we see her whole full butt, like crack and everything. They drew a naked woman and then colored her in.
Yeah, for sure. She asked for his training, but didn't tell him she'd be donning the costume that killed her husband. She starts zooming around as Box and Madison Jeffries run simulation for her, and Puck tries to follow her and talk some sense into her, but he's stopped by a sudden rush of the pain. He blames his inability to control the pain on his concern for the one he loves.
Remember, he loves Heather.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Heather finishes her training, albeit a bit sloppily. She says, "Oh, like the mayor of New York. How am I doing?" What's that?
How am I doing? I don't know. Who was mayor
of
New York in 1985?
Mayor of New York. How am I doing? New York Mayor Zoran Mamdani has received a mix of strong public support and fiscal scrutiny over his first several months in office. So, does that answer it?
Do we need to leave an AI disclosure for that one?
Yeah, it's Ed Koch.
Ed Koch.
Ed Koch.
I don't know enough.
He rode the New York subway and stood at the street corners greeting passerby with the slogan, "How am I doing?" All right. Not worth referencing. Not worth explaining. God.
She also breaks her glasses. I think this is kind of funny. She goes, "My glasses! My glasses!" She's fucking flying around in the Guardian suit, dodging missiles, and doesn't think to have protective eyes. She's just wearing her like casual prescription glasses, which if you have everyday glasses and they break, that's tragic.
Yeah,
I have like gone into depressive spells.
Yeah.
Because I lost my glasses.
I broke my glasses a couple weeks ago. Or no, like a week ago. And so I've had to wake up and put my contacts in every morning. And having to put your contacts in every morning from the start of the day to the end of the day, not ever just being able to just go back to glasses, it sucks.
Yeah, I bet.
They do. I mean, Bill Mantlo does give her a little, a bit of a cool thing here where her glasses break, but she continues to use like her instincts and her intellect to outsmart the missiles or whatever.
I'll bet Bill Mantlo was calling it her women's intuition.
But it's still absolute character assassination. She is her whole thing was that she could do it without power.
Yeah. And that she was confident in doing it without the power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Puck calls her a little fool for her actions, and she storms off, claiming she'll find someone else to train her. If no one else is going to train me, I'm going to go. More character assassination. She's just throwing a temper tantrum.
Yeah.
If no one here is going to train me, I'll find someone else to do it. You asked 3 people, 2 of them said yes, and 1 of them said no. And now you're flying away to find
ridiculous,
absurd,
unbelievable.
Thank you. Puck confides in Box that he does care for her but can't tell her, and he fears she'll die as a novice superhero.
Why can't he tell her, Matt?
Why can't he tell her? Because he's a useless cripple in an absurd body. And Box is like, maybe I can help. And he's like, what can a cripple offer a cripple?
Oh man, it is just panel after panel of.
Mm-hmm. As he leaves in the elevator, the pain strikes him again. He struggles against it, referring to the pain as, quote, him, and eventually losing control. Black smoke starts to pour out of his head. On the roof of the building, Northstar and Aurora argue about their whole situation. When a big black cloud, because that's all Bill Mantlo can do is make people argue. When a big black cloud starts pouring out of the elevator shaft, the cloud forms into a giant robed man wielding a scimitar, calling himself Razer with a Z and an E.
Razer.
Razer pronunciation correctly. Beneath him, unconscious on the elevator floor, lies a tall old man wearing Puck's uniform. Now, I want to know, Pat, I want to know what your brain was doing in each of these moments.
Do you remember way back when Puck said something to the effect of him dealing with his pain was him exercising his demons?
Yes.
And you were like, now, Pat, when you read that sentence, what do you think? And I was like, what do you mean? And you were like, no. When you read that sentence, do you think that's literal or metaphorical? I was like, I don't know, like his pain, it's a burden for him is what I think that means. And you're like, so what you're saying is you think there's no chance
a person could read
that someone could read that literally and think that the pain is caused by a demon inside of him. And then I was like, yes, why? And you said, just remember this moment.
But
so that's what was playing in my head.
But did you in your mind even for a second think that what I was saying could actually occur in the comic?
I believed it could happen. Usually when you talk like that, I've learned. But also what I didn't expect was that he would, after this happened, that he would be 6'6" and 70 years old.
Northstar charges Razer, but even at top speed, Razer is able to slice him with the sword. Instead of actually cutting him in half, it knocks him unconscious and shrinks him 6 inches.
Oh my god.
He's got a magic sword that makes people 6 inches shorter
6
every
inches
time
shorter
he cuts
every
them.
slice.
Box flies up from the basement and tries the same attack with the exact same result.
I guess that could be useful in a fight. Throw your opponent off balance so that you could, well, then I guess stab him again and make him 6 inches
more
shorter.
inches shorter. You just keep stabbing him until he's Smart Alex size. He's 3 apples tall like a Smurf. You ever play a video game and you fuck up and you're like, and then it's the normal amount of frustrating, but then it leaves you off balance and then you fuck up again and so you're just like, God, stop it, just give me 1 second to recover, and you get like increasingly more frustrated because you just can't take a moment to recover.
Yeah.
Imagine that fighting a guy with a sword who makes you 6 inches shorter, where he just keeps going at you and like, just give me a second, god damn it, I mean, god fucking damn it,
stop it, I said stop it, I said give me a second.
Meanwhile, Madison Jeffries helps the old man wearing Puck's uniform to his feet, who turns out to be Puck. Razer was what was keeping him short and young. He explains Razer was an ancient sorcerer who had been imprisoned for a century. As a soldier of fortune, Puck was charged with stealing a magic scimitar, which it turned out was the prison for Razer.
So he was imprisoned in the sword.
Upon grabbing it, Razer escaped, But Puck managed to wrangle his essence into his own body to re-imprison him, shrinking him down to his familiar size and cursing him with the pain.
So I guess the logic here is that once Puck at 6'6" had Razer in his body, Razer stabbed him 5 times and brought him down to 4 foot.
Is he only? I think he's shorter than 4 feet.
Is he?
4 feet his height?
Stabbed him 6 times, I guess.
Okay. My God. As Puck explains, Aurora.
What else? I'm sorry, but what other reason is there to give him a sword that only shrinks people 6 inches at a time, other than to say, yeah, he I guess he stabbed Puck.
I'm the shorter people demon. I am the demon of short people.
I'll shorten you.
Every time a man is short, I gain more power. Oh, God.
I am the short king.
It's not. It's not dwarfism. It's not dwarfism. It is a short guy. It is a short demon. It is a height-sucking demon. As Puck explains, Aurora slows Razer down with her light power, but it's not enough to stop him. It takes the light of a soul to actually kill Razer.
Souls exist.
Puck can't let anyone else make that sacrifice, but he can't possibly re-imprison Razer and himself and withstand all that pain again. And besides, he's an old man now. Not many years left anyway. He knows what he must do. So he can't do it. He can't re-imprison Razer within himself.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I couldn't possibly put myself through that again.
I could never do this.
And, being restored to my old body, I'm recognizing how old I am. There's really, there's not much more that I can do with the time that I have. Mm-hmm. So, why don't I?
He re-imprisons Razer and himself.
Oh my God.
And withstands all that pain again, and again returns to his short stature. The end.
The end. That's it. So, for a brief moment, I was like, oh, you're going to have Puck sacrifice himself, because that's the whole speech he gives. It takes 2 panels, and he's like, hey, I couldn't possibly go through this again. Like, I can't re-imprison him in my body. I won't survive that pain a second time.
Right.
But I can't let any of you make that sacrifice. And it takes the light of a soul to extinguish him. So somehow, as an old man with not much time left to live, I need to use my soul's light to defeat him once and for all. Unless...
I'll just do it again for now, and we'll figure this all out later.
Yeah.
This is the worst story ever told in comic books. I think this replaces the Blastar story.
I don't know, man. This one's pretty bad, but
it's.
Can I ask one more logic question here before we move on?
Yeah.
Why did he make himself the prison in the first place? Why didn't he just re-imprison him in the sword?
Yeah, just put the sword down.
Yeah. Why did he choose his body as the prison?
Yeah.
Seems like that's not your only option.
Yeah. And now just like everything about him is ruined.
Yes.
This is the thing. It's not just that he writes characters badly in this story.
It's that he unwrites characters written goodly.
He ruins them. Yes, he takes things that were true about them that we liked and says, actually, you were wrong about this thing you liked. It never was true. And this guy was never that way.
It's so bizarre. And the things that he's done leading up to this moment are No, actually, they're pretty bad. I was going to say they're forgivable, but they're not. There's no reason that like Heather shouldn't have the confidence to lead. She already went through that.
Yeah.
There's no reason that Box should be so incompetent in his Box costume.
Mm-hmm.
It's all, but this also just has the ableism piece poured on top of it. The idea that you would just remove a disability that was written into him and like defined his character not through being disabled, but through pushing through the struggle that came with it and sort of embracing it. Like he was constantly in pain, and that was just making him a better person because of his ability to push through.
Yeah.
And that's all gone now.
I also just want to like, this makes me so, this story makes me so mad. And my rant will come later because I knew this was coming, and this is,
rant yet?
This is unforgivable.
Yeah.
But where I'm like, Bill Mantlo is an utter monster actually comes later. Believe it or not, in this. But I just want to call out, I've mentioned a few times this book True North by Daryl Richard Lawrence.
Yes.
Who writes about every issue of Alpha Flight. And there's an analysis of every single issue, and there's absolutely nothing in this analysis about how this hurts the character of Puck, about how this is ableist, about how this is even this is weird. He doesn't even mention that this was a misunderstanding, what every other thing ever written about this says, which is this is a misunderstanding of Bill Mantlo not understanding that people with dwarfism can sometimes feel joint and bone pain.
Yeah.
And like, I've complained about that book being like a little shallow before, but it's baffling.
Yeah, how do you
that he doesn't even mention
issue
it
and not touch on it? Yeah.
Yes.
That's why in the past when I've mentioned that you're recommending this book, you've been like, well, I'm not recommending it as much as I'm saying I've read it.
Yes.
And you're not disrecommending it.
Correct. And if you're a big Alpha Flight fan, I think there's some things in it that are interesting. But
look, we're literary critics, we're going to talk about a book.
But yeah, it's the things that he ignores and the just surface level depth of the analysis is really frustrating. Like when I honestly, like when I read this issue and originally, I'd already bought this book and I immediately grabbed it. And I was like, oh my God, what do they say about this? What the fuck happened here?
Yeah,
How could this possibly be? And he's just like, this is the Puck-centric story. He clearly wanted to tell an interesting story about Puck in his adventuring days. It's like, what the fuck? And then he talks about how John Bogdanov's art is good.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
All right, we got to move on.
All right, let's keep moving. I think this one will cheer you up a little bit, Matt. And this is also, like I said, regardless, these next two issues are issues we would have gotten to in our read through of the X-Men. I'm going to read you Alpha Flight number 33, A Friend in Need.
Good issue.
Bill Mantlo, writer, Sal Buscema, penciler,
Yay.
Jerry Talayoc, inker, Jim Novak, letterer, Bob Sharon, colorist, Carl Potts, editor, and Active Shooter, editor-in-chief. Release date, December 31st, 1985. Cover date, April 1986.
Ooh.
Heather Hudson still mid-temper tantrum. This is, we saw her fly away from the mansion right before Razer showed up. So this is picking up where that left off. decides to fly 5,000 miles across the continent to Westchester, New York, because Puck wouldn't train her to fight.
Reasonable. More character assassination of Heather Hudson. Like he just. But by the way, I just want to mention we're 2 characters down now. Heather Hudson and Puck are now bad characters forever.
Yes,
like maybe forever.
They have been actually defiled.
Yes, but she's flying across like Canadian farms, and somebody's like, "Look, it's Guardian." And somebody else is like, "But Guardian's dead." John Byrne made a big show of how nobody knows Guardian's dead.
Yes. Heather flies past Marrina, who's being chased by the Submariner villain, and she has a tummy ache and screams in pain. At the same time, Snowbird has a tummy ache, and when Doug's friend tries to treat her with a shot, she turns into a bunch of animals and threatens him and then passes out. Just a little interlude there.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's the bad part of the issue. I didn't care about any of that.
At Alpha Mansion, everyone is worried about Heather and decide to track her, but Puck knows where she went and runs off on his own.
Sorry, that part of the issue is bad too.
He takes the Omni-Jet.
Also, why does he do that? Why does he do that? Like, they're like, oh, we can track her suit. And he's like, I know where she is. I'm going to get there before them. And like, they're tracking her suit.
Yeah, you're a team. You don't, this isn't a competition.
Just get on the jet with them. And like, how are you going to find them quicker than they're tracking her suit? Yeah, you know, even if you know where she's going, they might go to a second location afterwards.
Right. Yeah, they've got the GPS on her.
Yeah.
Well, hours later, Heather arrives at the X-Mansion in Delphine Courtney's Guardian suit. The X-Men are all standing outside on the lawn, and she charges at them unannounced. So Magneto attacks her. Wolverine recognizes her, so he attacks Magneto. Yeah. He pulls his claws out like he tries to slash Magneto in the stomach. Jesus Christ, man. Her suit fails, and Nightcrawler ports up to grab her, but he's electrocuted and lets her go. So Rogue grabs her.
Very necessary 3 panels.
Yeah. Just, I think the point was to... So, first of all, she's in an electromagnetic suit. She's flying towards Magneto. He's going to disable that. That's
yeah.
That's just a bad mix. Then Kirk goes up, and I think we're meant to see that, like, he tries to teleport it, but can't because the suit gets fixed in space.
Oh, okay.
Remember how, like,
I thought he got electrocuted because he screams in pain.
He does, but he's like, oh, trying to teleport it was so painful for me.
I had
to just teleport back by myself.
Because
so they send Rogue up. But it's super unnecessary. Because
the suit can fix itself in place. But we also know when the suit fixes itself in place, the Earth continues to rotate around
underneath it. So and he's going at 1,000 miles per hour.
On the previous page, she specifically says, James used to do this thing. Mac used to do this thing where he would fix the suit in place and the Earth would rotate around and he would immediately unfix it in space. So we could travel across huge distances in a moment. But I am afraid to do that. So I'm not
comfortable with that. I'm not going to do that.
And then immediately she does
while she's unconscious.
While she's like, and it doesn't do what it canonically does when that happens.
Rogue grabs her, then Wolverine takes her and drives off with her in the Rolls, leaving the X-Men with no ride to the opera.
He's like, any objections? And they're all just standing there looking like, oh.
A series of people unilaterally taking teams' vehicles and leaving them stranded.
Mantlo has no interest in people having conversations, right? He is only interested in people talking at each other and making very rash decisions. Like, he doesn't know. It's like he's afraid to be in a scene, so he's trying to exit as quickly as possible. If you've ever seen a novice improviser, they will start arguments with the other characters and then try to end the scene as quickly as possible. Because they're like afraid. They're like, I just got to get off. I just got to get through this. I just got to get through this as quickly as possible, and then we're done. And then we're done. And then I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to think, and I'm fine. And that's how Bill Mantlo writes.
Yeah, there's even like the character moments, right? We see the X-Men getting ready to go to the opera, and one of them's like, "Oh, I've never seen this opera," and another's like, "I'm so excited to go to the opera." And then immediately, these are dialogue bubbles just like piled on top of each other as if it's a conversation. But somebody else is saying like, "Do you think Mozart was a mutant? What kind of seats do you think we'll get?" There's never a back and forth. It's always idle chatter in these downtime moments, and then people just yelling things at each other in the uptime.
Yeah.
Fuck. While we're listing
complaints,
sorry, can I mention one very cute thing about this?
Sure.
As Heather's flying towards the mansion, she's like, I know what the mansion looks like. Like, I recognize that. That's the mansion. I know it from the picture that Wolverine sent us. And Wolverine, she's remembering the picture. Wolverine's standing in front of the mansion in like a jacket and a, I don't know, Crocodile Dundee hat, like a handmade Australian Outback hat.
Yeah.
And then as she flies in, he's wearing the same hat. He's essentially standing in the same place, wearing the same hat, just a different jacket. He loves that hat.
She's like, that's what I was looking for. I will give him credit. I will give, from here on out, the issue is good. Bill Mantlo is not a bad Wolverine writer. He writes Wolverine dialogue pretty well. He seems to understand Wolverine's character in a way that he doesn't understand any other character ever.
My theory here, now when you say good issue, I think you're mostly right in that the X-Men stuff that happens here is good issue. And
the Wolverine and Heather stuff is good issue.
Yeah. If it doesn't involve an X-Man, it's not good issue. It's like everything else is not fun. But we do know that Bill Mantlo is like the only person that Chris Claremont is okay with touching the X-Men in other stories. Bill Mantlo has written the X-Men into whatever he's writing, or the New Mutants, in multiple times, and it seems like they have a kinship here, where I think maybe sometimes Chris Claremont just comes in and writes for him and is like, "No, Bill, you take the credit." But I think when he has the X-Men, what's really going on is that Chris Claremont is acting like a secret editor here, where he's reviewing the dialogue. He's giving it the final pass before it goes up to Carl Potts.
I am not opposed to that conspiracy theory.
All right. Confirmed. Meanwhile, a mysterious woman in samurai armor named Lady DEATHSTRIKE is in a boat. And that's all we know.
That's all we know. It's a useless scene. I don't know why. Like he didn't.
I'll tell you why, Matt.
It doesn't become threatening because they don't mention anything. They don't mention any of the characters, so there's nothing threatening about it. They could just be going to the grocery store.
Yeah. It's the reason why is terrible pacing. Every single one of these issues is half introduction, right? It's half trying to set everything up or just explain where people's emotional states are at. So which is why there are so many interludes, because Bill Mantlo at least realizes like, oh, I have to start establishing a villain here. If I want to reach the middle of this story by 2/3 of the way through the issue, then here, just before halfway, I should at least introduce a villain. I should show them.
I would agree but
good.
I think this interlude could have built tension.
Oh yeah. It seems like the artist wanted that.
Yes. This interlude could definitely have built some tension, but they failed on it. If they'd even said we are nearing Westchester, right? If they'd said anything about we are going to, because this could have been about Marrina for all we know.
Oh,
like
yeah,
this could
that's
have been about
true.
any other. This
like the interlude 2 pages before this was.
Yes, yeah. This could have been about Shaman. This could have been about anything. This could have been about something that's about to that's going to happen in 3 issues. Like if we felt as if there was a threat bearing down on Heather and Wolverine, there might be some tension here.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, from here on out, the issue's good, so it doesn't matter.
Wolverine is driving Heather aimlessly through the Xavier estate.
Okay, there's a little bit.
There's a little bit bad issue.
After that.
When she wakes up and asks him to train her, he kind of agrees, so they stop in the woods, and he recalls when he met her. It was the Hudson honeymoon at a cabin in the wintry Canadian wilds. A savage Wolverine attacked James and tried to eat him, but Heather shot him, and he fell unconscious. They brought him back to their cabin, and Mac left Heather alone with him. What?
Yeah, okay.
This is such a strange move to be like, okay, I'm going to go get help. You stay here with the dangerous man, my wife.
I'm sure it's fine. I've got to go. Radio Department H?
Something like that. He goes out in a blizzard.
This guy, yeah.
Anyway, she took care of him all night as the blizzard came in and kept Jimmy away for several days. When Logan woke up, he was tied to the bed and instinctively popped his claws, but he seemed just as shocked to see them as she was. With a scream, he collapses to his knees. Heather, initially scared, softened when she saw the pain he was in mentally as well as physically. She crossed the room and knelt down with him, putting her arms around him. She cared for him all through the blizzard until Jimmy returned. That's something new, right? New information about Wolverine, that this was, they found him immediately after he was injected with Wolverine and then left in the snow for whatever reason.
Yeah, when they injected the Wolverine into him.
Cut to the present, where Logan tells her that he never realized he was a mutant until that moment. He still has no memory of who kidnapped him, who laced his bones with adamantium, or gave him claws. He has no memory of how he got loose, but he remembers the Hudsons and how they helped him cope with his new body and control his animal rages before recruiting him to Department H. He tells her that the reason he ultimately left Department H was because he knew Heather would never leave Mac for him.
Oh, okay. Actually, there's some bad issues still mixed in.
Yeah. This absolutely comes from the one time that Wolverine was like, called her cutie or whatever.
Yes.
He swore from that day he'd always protect Heather if she needed him. So, donning his uniform, he tells her he's in a bind. If he refuses, he protects her, but she hates him. If he agrees, he'll be putting her in danger.
This moment is really cool because you think that he's getting ready to train her. Like he's putting on his Wolverine uniform as he's talking, and you're like, okay, this makes sense. He's getting into Wolverine gear because he's like, all right, well, we're about to start training.
Yeah.
But there's something going on this entire time that he's not telling her and she doesn't know.
Right. Yeah.
Which is very Wolverine and very cool and restrained storytelling for Bill fucking Mantlo.
And so he he's almost retracting it, right? Or not retracting it, but he's like, look, this is a lose-lose for me. So I'm not sure what our next step is, because if I don't train you, I never talk to you again. If I do train you, he says, you're going to die.
Yeah.
But as he says, there's not much choice anyway. He pops his claws and tells her training has to start now because they're surrounded.
Cool. Very cool.
Very cool. Bunch of ninjas. I think they're samurai, not ninjas.
I feel like a lot of them are like kind of wearing masks and have like shuriken and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. But they've also got, I think it's a
mix.
A mix, yeah.
A mix of various East Asian sort of warrior types.
They're led by Lady Deathstrike, who tells Wolverine he stole his power and she aims to take it back. To be continued.
Wow. Yeah, so that I might have been a little hasty in saying good issue because that ending was so fucking cool. And I liked the flashback a lot. Again, I really liked how Bill Mantlo wrote Wolverine here. He was a very believable Wolverine, and he was kind of cool.
I think he's kind of going to ruin it with this next issue. But before we get there, interesting fact. Mac was in the Montreal Expos system. He was on their farm team. He was playing minor league ball.
Oh, that's right. Interesting.
Good for him.
Fucking jock. All right. There's a rant incoming, but Pat, do you want me to tell you about Alpha Flight number 34? Honor?
Yes, please do. Let's wrap this up.
Let's put this baby to bed. Bill Mantlo is the writer. Sal Buscema is the storyteller. Jerry Talayoke is the finisher. Janice Chiang is the new letterer. Bob Sharon is the colorer. Carl Potts is the editor. And John McKinley, 1780 to 1852, is the editor-in-chief.
John McKinley.
Release date, February 4th, 1986. Cover date, May 1986.
My first birthday.
I'm almost alive. Puck flies off to Westchester, New York in the Omnijet alone, telling the rest of Alpha Flight not to follow him. The Omnijet also has like, it's kind of like an Avengers logo, but the one side is colored black, so it looks like an A and an F instead of an A.
Right, yeah.
He's in love with Heather and must protect her. The team debates whether or not to go after him when there's a knock on the door. Doug Thompson is here.
Yay.
We love Doug Thompson. With an ailing Snowbird in his arms.
No.
She's demanding Shaman as the only person who can save her. But Shaman is still on his spiritual journey, talking to the ghost of his grandfather about how to get his powers back.
Yeah, he's communing with the ghost of his grandfather now instead of the skull of his grandfather.
One funny thing here before I go off. The Box robot, its mouth now moves when Box talks. When before it looks like it always stayed closed, like always stayed whatever. Now it opens and closes, and that's just so funny that he was like, I know what improvement to make. Okay. This is where Puck says, don't follow me. Finding Heather's something I got to do on my own. Living with this, the pain of being trapped in this absurd dwarfish body is almost I can almost bear, but living with Heather without Heather I cannot. You piece of shit. Right? How is it gonna fucking feel when you're a kid with dwarfism going to the comic book store, picking up your favorite fucking comic book and reading your favorite hero, Puck? And who knows? Maybe your favorite hero is Superman, maybe it's Batman, but you have one hero that represents you.
Mm-hmm.
And you read this fucking superhero. And remember, when you're a kid, you kind of don't know these things are written, right? You kind of don't think about writers. You think about
the character.
Yeah. Oh, Wolverine said this. Whatever. Your fucking superhero calls your body absurd and tells you it's not worth living in? How fucking callous as a writer, as a human being, do you have to be that, like, or are you hateful? Are you callous and hateful? Or are you just fucking stupid to not realize that somebody with the thing that you're describing could be reading this? Could you for one fucking second imagine somebody else's life experience picking this up and having to read this? Or are you so disconnected from this that you think people with dwarfism might be too stupid to read this? Oh, people with dwarfism won't read my comic books. Oh, no one with dwarfism. Like, if you called him out on this, what would he say? Would he be like, no one with dwarfism's gonna read this? What, you think a dwarf is gonna read this? Because what, do you think fucking people with dwarfism are too stupid to read comic books? Or again, are you just that disconnected from, you're writing somebody with dwarfism? How are you not thinking about the fact that people with dwarfism exist in the world? Do you think it's funny? Is that it?
And think about the fact that 2 issues ago, it turned out he didn't actually have dwarfism, right? So if you're reading this is your representation, and suddenly he doesn't actually have the real life condition that you have. 2 issues later, he expresses disgust at those issues. Like, not only is he no longer someone that represents you, he's actively talking about how gross
you are.
Was it? Yeah.
You are your body. Imagine, just like, or even turn it to the I am a kid with dwarfism reading this, and Puck is telling me I am absurd. My body is disgusting and laughable and not worth living in. He'd rather die than be like me. And he did the same thing with Professor X, right?
Yeah.
He was like, oh, not having legs makes my life barely worth living. I am unlovable. There wasn't many people reading Alpha Flight, so I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping no kids with dwarfism read this, just because no one was reading this.
Yeah, but it's still like, even if it's not affecting someone with dwarfism specifically, like, right, this is an attitude that's being conveyed to whoever is reading it.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is somebody who might end up being a doctor, or a genetic researcher, right? And being like,
well, dwarfism is gross because
dwarfism
is Mantlo's.
Yeah,
so I mean, they're not saying that directly, but that thought has been planted into their head since they were a child. So
a genetic scientist, like, reading this, has that thought since they're a child, and it's like, maybe we can detect dwarfism before a child's born, and then they can just abort him, because no one wants to be born a dwarf, right? Like, that is an
impact that this sort of stuff has.
That's like an extreme consequence, but like, that is possible. There are people who have had that attitude, and they got that from somewhere. They weren't born with that idea in their heads. And so I don't know that a kid with dwarfism read this. But what I do know for absolute certainty, 100% certainty, is that a kid with non-functioning legs read those Charles Xavier issues.
Sure.
It would be a statistical impossibility for that not to have been the case.
Yeah.
And a kid with non-functioning legs had to read Professor Xavier, the only hero that represented them, saying, this makes me unlovable and makes my life not worth living. I would rather die than be exactly like you, kid. That is why this is so fucking important. And that is why, like, legitimately, I think Marvel should go back to these books and put statements in them disavowing these
just
attitudes.
Like, hey, there's some cultural insensitivities in here,
and your bodies are great, and your lives matter. And all right,
should we go on?
We need to learn about Lady Deathstrike, but all right. On the X-Mansion property, Lady Deathstrike explains to Logan and a very confused Heather what she's doing here. Okay, let's try to get back into... We still got an episode to do. I'm sorry. There
is a fun moment here. Lady Deathstrike is talking to Wolverine in Japanese, and he's responding in Japanese, and Heather is standing there having no idea what they're talking about. She says, "What language are you two speaking? Japanese? Did you learn it after you left Alpha Flight? Who is this woman? Why is she threatening you? What does she want?" Like, all just rapid succession as Wolverine's like, I don't know why you want to kill me, but if like a child. But also, there's her next line after the things get tense is, you're getting ready to fight her. Why? What does she want?" Just like, yeah, if you're standing there and you're a superhero, but you're not speaking the language, it's like, is this bad?
What's happening? Why are we doing this? Do I fight?
Should I shoot someone?
Is she bad? Is she a bad guy? Are we good guys here? All right. It's a long story, but essentially why she's here is her father invented the process of bonding adamantium to skeletons, but it was stolen from him just a year or two before Logan had adamantium bonded to his skeleton.
Huh.
Heather suddenly remembers years ago seeing Mac trying to hide a folder labeled "A report on the process of bonding adamantium to the human skeletal structure, translated from Japanese." She's like, "Oh, I never read that before, but now using my photo, what is that called? When you can
photographic memory?
My photographic memory, which probably doesn't exist.
It's not an actual real thing.
Yes.
Also, what a specific photographic memory that she has of the entire title of this folder.
How many times falling asleep was she sitting there going, "I wonder what that folder, a report on the process of bonding adamantium to the human skeletal structure, translation from the Japanese, meant?" She puts the pieces together. What if their honeymoon a year later was actually... This is kind of a cool plot idea. What if... Okay, go ahead.
It's a cool idea, but it is also the worst possible read she could have of her dead husband that she loved.
But I like it being true. I don't know that it's true, but I like the thought that
she assumes
it's true.
As soon as she thinks it, she's like, this is what happened.
This is God's honest truth. And I believe her, and I think it is a cool addition to the Wolverine James Mac McDonald Hudson lore.
It is. It's another character assassination for sure, but
yeah. But I think it's okay to assassinate his character. He was the leader of Department H, right? He was the leader of a villainous organization.
Oh.
Right? Like Department H is...
Well, we don't
know
that
yet.
So right now, this is
James
McDonald character assassination.
This is before anything about Weapon X has been
fleshed out.
Been fleshed out even a little bit, you're right. And all we know is that there was a thing called Department H, and they created Wolverine and called him Weapon X. We don't know that we don't know anything else about it. So
yeah.
We don't even know we don't even know if they have anything to do with this. But so this is our first hint of that, which is really interesting that it's here out of all places.
In Bill Mantlo's Alpha Flight.
What if their honeymoon was planned so that they could be near where Logan was going to escape and Mac could capture him? What if instead of going to seek help, he actually wanted to leave Heather alone with Logan, hoping the soft touch of a woman would heal him? What a bastard. She fires a couple of shots at the samurai army and the fight begins. Logan slices through the troops, getting madder and madder every time Deathstrike calls him a thief. That's the thing we know about Wolverine. Hates being called a thief.
He doesn't he's an honest man.
While Heather bombs them from above, all while thinking about what a rat bastard her husband must have been. She decides on a new name mid-fight. Vindicator!
What is it? She needs to vindicate the name of, or the uniform, since Mac did all this horrible
Mac
shit.
Was a piece of shit, which she now knows because she saw a folder. She has to vindicate, the costume by making it a hero costume.
So she decides her new name will be the Vindicator.
The name that her piece of shit husband used.
Yeah. Mid-fight, too. She's actively shooting people with her electromagnetic rays, going like, you know what?
I've been trying to think of a name for myself.
I'm going to reclaim Vindicator.
Finally, we get to the showdown. Wolverine versus Lady Deathstrike. But be careful, Logan. She's got an electromagnetically tempered sword that can cut through adamantium.
What? No, she doesn't.
They start to tangle, but at that moment, Puck comes flying in trying to save the day. Confusing Deathstrike's electromagnetic sword for Heather's electromagnetic suit. He tackles Wolverine with the jet. He bonks Wolverine on the head with a flying
right in the back
jet.
Of the head with
it's
the
just
nose.
Like bonk.
Worst thing that could happen to you in a fight is a plane comes up and hits you in the back of the head.
A whole ass plane. But before Deathstrike can stab him while he's down, Heather comes flying in and tackles her. She dares Deathstrike to stab her, betting her suit is strong enough to withstand the sword. The bet pays off. The sword shatters. Because electromagnetic plus electromagnetic equals shatter.
Yeah. It can cut through adamantium,
but not
through electromagnetic.
Heather explains to Logan and Puck that she doesn't need to be protected anymore. She's like, now do you think I need to be protected? And they're like, ooh.
Yeah, that was sort of a light theme that was running through here. Yeah.
Do we want to tell this epilogue? Marrina gets caught in a net by a Tuma. Warlord of Atlantis, he captures a giant mechanical fish. The end forever. We're done.
Twice in this issue. Or I'm sorry, twice in 2 issues. Atuma is staring out the window of this giant mechanical fish going, I am Atuma, warlord of Atlantis. How many times a day do you think he does that?
Oh my God. Yeah. So, okay, now we know where the Lady Deathstrike is from. So she goes from here, as we know, to
over to the body
Spiral
shop
and says, hey, can you make me a cyborg?
Yeah.
Because I can't kill Wolverine myself and I need enhancements. And now she's a cyborg lady with big claw fingers.
We also got a little drawing of Daredevil. Yes. She's kind of standing there and she was like, yeah, you remember back in those issues of Daredevil when my dad died?
Because because Lady Deathstrike's father, Lord Darkwind, gave Bullseye his adamantium spine.
Right. He had the procedure stolen from him. Mm-hmm. He redesigned it from first principles and then laced Bullseye's spine with it.
And then he died. So did you read those Daredevil issues once upon a time?
No.
Oh, okay. I just imagined, I know you're big devil head.
I am, but that's not that is not his best era.
Okay.
I think that predates Frank Miller.
Is it? Does it? I thought it was right post Frank Miller.
Oh yeah, maybe that's it. It's one of the bookends.
Yeah. All right, so Pat.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you want to know how else Bill Mantlo ruins Alpha Flight?
I don't, but we need some closure here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happens to Alpha Flight, because by issue 50, it's an entirely different team. Every character's either gone or dead or ruined for what feels like forever. It is magic that in 2026 we still Puck is a good character, or Box was a cool character back in 2009, 2010,
no clue.
And Matt Fraction's run. But
oh yeah,
or that Northstar became it's amazing that some of these characters became good again.
Anybody survived this ordeal?
Yeah, because I mean, for 10 years they were the worst characters in comics.
Yeah.
Because of this. All right, so I'm just gonna go through the characters.
Yeah, sure.
Shaman. This is like that scene at the end of an 80s movie where it shows each character that you've gotten to know and it tells you this is what they've been up to.
They're playing like the end of Layla, the piano.
Yeah. There's just either it's all the characters either moving in slow motion from a different point in the movie or like they're in freeze frame in black and white.
Yes, yeah.
So
I'll do the dun.
Shaman.
Dun, dun.
He returns,
Dun, dun,
but now he has a
dun,
magic
dun,
staff
dun,
and a
dun,
magic
dun,
eagle.
dun, 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 dun.
But I also want you to react. So
Dun, 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 dun. A magic eagle.
He also takes the talisman powers from his daughter.
Oh,
so
why?
Yeah, so
wasn't she the chosen one?
Yeah, so no more talisman. He just puts the tiara on his own head. Now he's got the powers.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't she a mutant, though?
So
wasn't that part of her mutant power?
So we thought she was a mutant. And I could have fucking sworn. So I go back. I went back and read it.
Okay.
Before he gives her the tiara, she absorbs and redirects magic from, I think it's Ronak. I didn't want to read that far back.
Yeah, sounds right.
Shaman says this. He says, her mystic powers have been unleashed, but they're not like mine, which have been honed blah, 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 through practice or whatever. Hers are somehow instinctive, almost at the level of a genetic mutation. So he says...
But maybe not the genetic mutation.
Yes. And I've read enough John Byrne to know, as wordy as he is, a lot of his writing is by inference, right? Like he does a lot of, a character knows something, but they don't tell you. They refer to it as a character normally would refer to it. And you're supposed to pick up on it. Even though he has them go on and on and on about dumb shit that doesn't.
Sure, yeah.
Stuff.
There's still there's a level of implied understanding.
Yeah, he does it all. I mean, even about gamma flight and beta flight and stuff, like even that, he showed it to us, but didn't tell us anything about it or any of the characters. And we're just supposed to know these were farm teams and Puck was on one and these other characters didn't get moved up. Like all this stuff, it's not explicitly explained until much, much later when it's relevant. And at the time, but it's referred to much earlier. So I assumed she was a mutant, but nope, she's not a mutant.
Okay. All right. And how is it that he's inferring all these things that were not meant to be taken literally, like exercising your demons?
Yeah.
But he's not able to pick up on genetic mutation suggesting that she's a mutant.
Snowbird. You want to know about her tummy pains?
We keep going on the tummy pain thing.
Yeah, she got pregnant by Doug Thompson. It actually has nothing to do with Marrina. She got pregnant by Doug Thompson, and the baby grew like super fast because it's a god baby.
What do you call the child of a demigod and a human? Quad god?
Quad god.
That's taken.
Talisman is like mad at Shaman. This is before he takes her tiara.
Okay.
And so she's like, I just talked to the gods and they told me they wanted you to, the only way for this baby to survive is if you deliver it on this specific island, but the island housed a deep evil. And it turned out Talisman did that because she wanted to embarrass her dad.
She had a god baby delivered in a land of great evil
to embarrass her
dad.
Mad at
her dad. Okay.
Yeah. And then a 150-year-old magic guy possesses the baby and attacks everybody. And then
does he write something about a woman scorned in the comic? I'll bet. I will bet.
Eventually this leads to them finding the baby, but Doug dies, Snowbird dies, and the baby dies.
Oh. Why?
Because Talisman was mad at her dad.
Why?
So Snowbird dead.
Yeah.
Talisman ruined.
Right.
Shaman
Talisman turned into like a semi-villain and then stripped of her powers.
Yes, but they don't treat her like a villain. They're like, oh, it's understandable. You were mad at your dad.
Oh.
It's very, very, very,
kids.
very weird. Also, this 150-year-old guy is another one who's like, oh, I was in a war. And anyway, I don't think it was Vietnam, though. Namor, because it's 150 years ago. Namor rescues Marrina, turns her back to normal again. They get married. That's also when Namor leaves the Avengers. It's an Avengers crossover.
Okay, sure.
During the rescue of Marrina, Roger Box gets the bends.
Okay.
And so he merges into a suit, and now he can't leave his suit or he'll die. At this point,
that's not how the bends works.
At this point, he and Aurora are kind of dating.
Box and Aurora?
Yes.
Okay.
And they're both frustrated they can't fuck.
Right, because he didn't build a box robot that can fuck.
Eventually, so they pick up on that story. Eventually, Madison Jeffries' brother, Scramble the Mixed Up Man, he comes back and he fixed Roger's bends and gives him legs and like a buff body. So Roger's no longer fat, no longer paraplegic.
Here. He's just
Tom Strong or something.
Jesus. Okay.
Later, though, his legs decay and they fall apart. And Aurora dumps him because he can't fuck. And then he goes insane and attacks the team. Then he and Scramble, the Mixed Up Man, decide to join forces. And they combine into one creature called Omega. And then Madison kills them both.
Okay.
Who's ruined? Who's ruined so far? So Talisman is ruined. Puck's ruined. Heather's ruined. Roger Box is ruined.
Roger Box ruined.
And Snowbird is dead.
Snowbird dead.
Shaman's fine.
Shaman has a magic eagle now.
Doug Thompson's dead.
Doug Thompson and Baby.
And Baby, who we didn't know or care. Madison
Baby Thompson.
And Marrina's fine too, I guess.
She's back to normal.
Madison Jeffries, he learns to merge with the armor and becomes the new Box.
Oh.
That's fine. Plus, he starts dating Heather.
Oh, weird. Wait, does it not work out between her and Puck?
No, not at all.
It seemed like that's the path they were going down.
No.
Okay.
No. His small deformed body is unlovable by any woman.
He also called her a small fool. A little fool.
A little fool. Sasquatch comes back. But he's a lady now. Wanda Lankowski.
Is this like his sister takes his place, or he comes back and is like, I'm a woman now?
When Snowbird dies, she dies in the form of Sasquatch, and then they bury her, and the evil man who possessed her baby takes over the Sasquatch body. But then when Box Jesus Christ. When Box died, Walter's soul jumped back into the Box body, but then jumped into Smart Alex's body, and then jumped from Smart Alex's body into the Sasquatch Snowbird body.
Smart Alex get it? Don't answer this question, but how did Smart Alex get into the mix?
I don't fucking know. He's just, I don't know. So he jumps into the Snowbird Sasquatch body. So now he's a white Sasquatch who's a lady, and he goes by she goes by Wanda now.
Okay, so he just ends. It's Snowbird's body,
but he can't do Snowbird stuff anymore. He can only
simplify it.
He can only be human and Sasquatch. He can't do Snowbird stuff.
But technically, it's a lady Sasquatch, so he just accepts it. He's like, it's very open minded.
It's the only character that improves.
Okay, yeah.
Northstar. Okay, this is going to be bad. All right. This is going to be really bad. In issue 39, they publish a letter with a sentence buried in it that they let go to print on purpose. Okay. And the letter says, admit Northstar is gay. It's like, here's how to fix Alpha Flight is on a bad path. Here's how to fix Alpha Flight. Says a bunch of stuff. And one of the things he says is admit Northstar is gay. And they publish the letter. Very cool.
That's awesome.
Soon after, Mantlo has Northstar start coughing randomly.
No.
His intent was to give Northstar AIDS.
No. In the fucking mid-80s?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This was about 2 years before the restriction on gay characters was cut from the Comics Code and the Comics Code Authority. So Marvel told him he couldn't do it. He wasn't allowed to tell this story.
I mean, fuck the Comics Code Authority, but that's for certain for the best.
Yeah, so that's okay. So that's the argument that took place much later in interviews. Mantlo's perspective was this would deal with like an important and controversial issue while also acknowledging that Northstar John Paul is gay, right? He could acknowledge John Paul's sexuality and then kill him from AIDS, and we would all be like, "Great work, man! You did it! Representation." Carl Potts, his perspective was what you just said. Everyone knows Northstar's gay already. Giving him AIDS would just equate the one thing with the other, which is really irresponsible.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, is that why? Or did Carl Potts just...
years later was like, oh, I happened to be on the right side of history here, so...
Yes.
Sure.
When really it was just he didn't want Northstar to be gay. So, anyway... They come up with they get together, they come up with a solution. On an adventure in a weird cave secretly made by Loki, Northstar discovers he and Aurora are actually magic elves. Not mutants.
No, they're not.
Yeah, and he ascends to Elfworld.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he goes, oh, my true parents, they live in Elfworld, and I'm an elf, and so is Aurora. That we're elves. That's why we have pointy ears. And that's why I'm sick, is because I have been living in human world when I should be in Elfworld. Bye, everybody. I'm going to live in Elfworld.
No. No, I don't think so.
So, what are we at now? 1 character improved. 2 characters dead. 6 characters ruined?
Yeah. And 2 in Elfworld.
Well, no. Aurora is not in Elfworld. Because moments before Northstar goes to Elfworld, in that same adventure, she falls into a pit and presumably dies.
Falls into a pit?
She's in a pit, and they seal up the pit. They seal up the pit to keep Razer trapped, because Puck... in that same adventure, he becomes tall again. Razer escapes. He falls into the pit, and they seal up the pit to keep Razer in there. And
this pit?
Him and Aurora are dead.
That's by issue 50. This is happening.
Yeah. Puck ruined, dead. Aurora dead, ruined. Northstar ruined, dead. Heather ruined. Roger Box ruined, dead. Madison Jeffries fine. Sasquatch better. Snowbird dead. Marrina, fine. Shaman, fine. Talisman, ruined. So by issue 50, the team is Heather Hudson as Vindicator, ruined. Madison Jeffries as Box, fine. Wanda Lankowski as Sasquatch, fine. Purple Man's daughter, Purple Girl.
How the fuck did she get here?
A mutant guy who can magically summon 3 other guys from different stages of human evolution. A blob of protoplasm. Caveman.
This is still the same person.
Yeah.
These are the 3 things he can summon.
A blob of protoplasm, a caveman, and a future guy. His name is Mannequin. Like many kin. Like I have many kin in humankind.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. Also a goblin and a dragon join the team. Much later, Wildchild joins.
Right.
But I think like we do when a new character joins that has like a history, we'll probably read those issues.
We'll go back.
Like in 1995 or whatever when he joins X Factor.
What if...
Yeah.
We don't? What if we don't?
I think maybe by that time Simon Furman is writing the book, or is it something Herdling? Somebody else is writing the book. So I think it'll be worth it just to see like how does Wildchild, how is he redeemed or whatever. That's Alpha Flight.
We're done forever. We're done forever.
Can you fucking believe that's how the team ends up?
No, that was really like, so John Byrne had a run. It had its ups and downs.
Yeah.
but it had sort of a goal. But when it came time to reach that goal, we thought it kind of fell flat, right? John Byrne's exit is fine, but it's not satisfying. So the story needed to continue to be told it didn't, but if we want to finish out the story, something needs to happen. This was not it. This was the opposite of whatever needed to happen. It seems like an attempt to draw the book down to a close, but then it keeps going on for another 15 plus issues with the same writer.
This series goes on to issue 150 before it ends.
But somebody else takes over at some point, right?
At some point, yeah.
Okay.
I know. Yeah.
Now we know what happens in Alpha Flight numbers 1 through 34. Our experiment has concluded.
We did have a reader wrote us several times asking us to read Alpha Flight Annual number 1. We might do a bonus episode where we just read that issue.
Oh God,
it'll be quick. But
it'll be quick and painless.
Mostly, we are done with Alpha Flight. It's a real shame because for all the good and bad about John Byrne, he created a really interesting cast of characters. They have cool costumes. Some of them have pretty cool origins. They have cool power sets. The concept of a bunch of heroes that go live individual lives and then come together for big threats once a year in comics time is cool.
It was a neat idea.
I think that's a neat idea. And again, I want to love Alpha Flight. I own every issue of Alpha Flight. Like, I really wanted to love Alpha Flight. I wanted to be their cheerleader. In my head, I was like, before I started reading, I was like, how bad can this be? I think people just don't like it because it's kind of goofy. It's weird, but it's just comics. So even if they're going on kind of like unremarkable adventures, it's just some superheroes going on adventures. There's nothing to love here.
And now we know.
It's nice that we understand where Northstar and Aurora and Box and Puck come from when we see them much later. But
spoilers.
Fuck, man. Fuck. No piece of me, not even in Revenge of Skywalker or Return of Skywalker, whatever the hell. Rise of Skywalker. I've never seen a media property destroyed
just
so
piece by piece like this.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. What a turn. In my opinion.
Yeah.
We'd be 5 episodes ahead if we skipped all this.
He's got an eye out, stuff that you could buy out. If you had a time machine that you would like to try out, it's Pat Steals and Deals.
Matt.
Yeah.
Welcome to Pat Steals and Deals. I have one that I am sure you're going to buy today. Just
okay.
Incredible stuff here.
This is like the winged hat all over again. Or the banana walkie-talkies.
Maybe not that exciting. Temper your expectations.
Or the bat with the guts.
Yes, this is sort of on that level, I think.
Is it also going to be like $300 on eBay?
Probably. Glow-in-the-dark solar ball. Here's what you get.
Huh.
This is what the copy says.
Huh.
1 solar ball in glowing green, 2 1/4 inch diameter. Saturn wrist rings in glowing yellow. 2 Saturn wrist rings in glowing yellow. 2 Saturn wrist rings in glowing red. 2.5 inches diameter. 1 intergalactic space game instruction sheet. So you can play intergalactic space game with it.
Okay, so I could play intergalactic space game.
Plus free, with every offer, glow-in-the-dark neon lace.
Lace?
Like a shoelace.
To hang the ball.
Glow-in-the-dark shoelace.
Like a planet,
put on your shoes.
Like how the planets are hung from the firmament by a glowing strand.
By a glowing string. All this, Matt. All of this. For $3.
Wow. Which in today's money is,
oh boy, it's been a little while. What are we looking at? 1986.
a good year. Special year. Perfect year. Amazing year.
Oh my god.
Very good year.
1986.
Good year.
So about $3.05 to the dollar. Some time has passed, and also the American dollar continues to rapidly degenerate. So
How
if you
much?
take $3 times $3.05, we're gonna come to $9.15, Matt, for one ball, 4 rings, and 1 shoelace.
So the rings are about the size of a... Oh, so this is like a bouncy ball, like a slightly larger bouncy ball. Or is this an inflatable ball? I'm having trouble understanding that.
No, it looks like this is like a bouncy ball, 2 1/4 inches in diameter. So I don't know, like the size of my finger.
Okay, so like
my
a bit, so like
index finger.
and then glow in the dark bracelets.
Glow in the dark bracelets that are
it.
1/4 inch wider so that the ball can fit through them.
But you're going to spend so much time trying to fit those bracelets around that ball, and it's going to keep slipping off and making you so frustrated.
Well, I don't know what the game is here, but I imagine it has something to do with either getting the rings over the ball or the ball through the rings.
I'm intrigued by the shoelaces. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, it's 1 shoelace. Not
Wait.
plural.
1 shoelace.
Let me continue reading here. Create amazing special effects with your solar ball. Hours of indoor and outdoor glow-in-the-dark fun. Use both solar ball and Saturn rings to play the great new intergalactic space game. See, here it is again. Intergalactic space game, Matt. You ever played?
I live on the Earth, unfortunately. I've never been galactic. I've never been intergalactic.
Solar ball and Saturn rings are made of a non-toxic soft plastic, so you could eat them. They recharge over and over again. Place close to bright light source, turn out the lights, and watch them glow.
So, this is the first time we've heard of non-toxic plastic in one of these ads. This is when they started finally realizing that some plastics are toxic.
I mean, that sounds like it's worth $9.15 in itself.
The problem is I'd have to buy 2 if I want both my shoes to glow.
Okay, $18.30.
Would you pay?
And you've got twice the food.
Food?
Yeah, because they're non-toxic. You can eat them.
I don't think shoelaces are worth $18.
Should be sold individually.
Pat, I gotta say no. This is not. I'm not gonna buy this one.
Damn. I wouldn't either.
He's got an eye out for stuff that you could buy out. If you had a time machine that you would like to try out, it's at
Ooh, folks, that's the episode. That's it.
Ooh.
Go home.
Go home.
Go home. What? How does Ferris Bueller say it? Go home.
I wouldn't remember.
Anyway, it's the stuff that we say at the end here. It's do that, things like telling a friend, telling a family member, telling a stranger on the street, telling the bus driver if you take the bus to work in the morning.
Oh, tell a bus driver. That's your assignment.
That's our new
Tell a
goal.
bus driver. Tell a bus driver. Even if you don't take the bus, wave one down. They open the door. Say, hey, ever listen to the Mutant Menace podcast?
We've got a goal to add 20 bus drivers to our listenership by the end of the summer. So,
bus drivers, email us at mutantmenacepod@gmail.com
gmail.com
to be on Pat's Bus Driver Corner.
You can also, if you're a bus driver, join our Patreon, patreon.com/mutant menace. You can give us, I'll tell you what, we'll even extend this offer to non-bus drivers. Give us $1 or more, you get some cool bonus content that we have up there. Even if you just sign up for free, you get our reading lists. You get updated about things that we offer to the paid tiers so that you can think about them.
As the driver of a bus, you've got a lot of time to sit there waiting at the stops for people to get on and get off, waiting. You might be a little ahead of schedule, so you have to sort of just like wait on the street to go to your next stop. This is time to read, and you want those reading lists ahead of time. Plus, this is great content for bus driving.
What else? What else in the news?
You know, I want to thank Krills Wilson for the music in this and every episode. I want to thank Julia Selly for providing the voice of Trish Tilby.
Oh yeah, she did that.
And what else is in the news, Pat, is just the thing that we say at the end of every episode.
That's right, Matt. Our patented catchphrase, say it with me, folks. You've come to take my bones?
And remember, where did a stuffy scientist learn to pitch such a woo? Fuck did that mean?
You're pitching woo.
Pitching a woo.
Look at this guy pitching woo over here.
Mr. Pooh, or Mr. Woo Pitcher.
Pooh Witcher.
Pooh Witcher. I hated that DLC. I hated that.
Stop the recording.
That's all going in.